What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, and that means it is the Death Rattle podcast. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and not with me yet, anyway, is my normal co host, DJ. He is dealing with some stuff. I don't know. He said he would be a little late, so hopefully he'll be with us. But as of yet, he is not. But he broke news, but I don't know what news he's referring to because I don't know of any news. I've been super busy. I was in Vegas the last few days. Just got back yesterday. And I'm just still very, very tired, but I had an incredible time in Vegas, man. I went to the Universal Monsters Unleashed event experience at the Area 15. Man, that place is just, I can't even describe how cool it is. Like, not only the Universal's Monsters Unleashed experience, which is just this enormous building with four different haunted houses in it, two full-on restaurants inside, 3 bars, and then a full stage with this performance, like stage show thing, but horror related going on. Like, it's crazy. I mean, at one time I'm standing there and I see above me, there's a vampire. This woman above me is like flying across the ceiling back and forth. Like, it's like nothing I've ever experienced before. It's so sick. But I'm working on a blog that I'll hopefully have up in the next few days. Hopefully by next week I'll have it done, but I can't stop making regular videos because then the channel nosedives. So, but how are you guys today? Let's see, who do we got here in the chat? We have John Connor, who was the first in the chat. What is up, John? We have Diddy second in the chat. What's up, Diddy? Then Jordan, Kyle, Nettie. What's up? Heather, what's up, Heather? Victorian conservative. K or K. KK, what's up, KK? What's up, Hermitus girl? Stephanie. Jack Doobie, what's up? Question, is Vegas as dead currently as people are letting on? I didn't really go to the Strip, so I don't really know. I went to mostly I was just at the Area 15 area, which didn't really seem dead to me. And then I was at what's it called? I'm spacing on where I was. The old town. It was like an old town. And that was like seemed about normal to me. Like, in the middle of summer, Vegas. I mean, middle of summer, Vegas is never as crazy busy as it is, like, in the cooler times of year. So I don't know, but I haven't been to Vegas in quite a while, but it definitely didn't seem like it didn't seem dead by any means. But like I said, I wasn't on the Strip. I wasn't in the main part, where all the big hotels and stuff are. But I mean, it's 106. Like, every day I was there was like 106, 108. So, you're just not getting a ton of people flocking to Vegas when it's that hot. Hermes girl says, we just went to Area 15 last week. It's super fun. Yeah. But like, wait till you go to the Universal Monsters Unleashed. Because like I'm telling you, everything else there is sick, but like it is next level. And I talked to the lady who's like in one of the main PR people for Area 15. She's like one of the main people involved in all of it, like head of honcho. And she was telling me the plans over the next few years. Like it's incredible. Like they're opening up ice cream museum. Like there's just so many more buildings and different experiences that are opening. Like it is going to be the new destination Vegas. Like that'll be the place to go. Like because I'm not into gambling and I'm not into drinking, and so Vegas is like, it's cool, but you know, it's not like a something like a must go to kind of deal. But like this is so cool. It's like a theme park, but even better because you're not having to spend the crazy amount of money for staying the night because Vegas is much cheaper for hotels and Airbnbs and stuff. And the food, you can get deals on food too because of the gambling element. It's cheaper in Vegas. Whereas like if you go to Orlando, Florida or Anaheim, you spend a fortune to go to the different amusement parks there. So you get all the cool amusement park elements without having to spend as much money. And each one is like tailored to your interest. Like Universal Monsters Unleashed, it is just horror. And so like if you're into horror, there you go. I mean, there was this restaurant, it's the Blumhouse restaurant. And like you're sitting there, and to your left is the black van from the Black Phone. And then you see the actual black phone hanging on the wall. And then I walk in and Megan is dancing in this little area. Like it's crazy, man. So cool. What's up, Heather? Yes. Thank you, Jerry. Yes, please hit that like button. It's like, I mean, I can't even explain to you how cool it is. And I'm trying to do my best with the blog to show you guys how cool it is. But even that, there's just no way you can capture it because, like, it is so much cooler in person than I could ever catch on camera. Like, I just wish that I had been able to be there longer. I mean, I was really there just basically 24 hours. Like, I drove in Friday, stayed the night Friday night, got up Saturday, or no, drove in Saturday, stayed the night Saturday night, spent the whole day there Sunday, and then left Monday morning, and like got back, I guess late Monday night. Yeah, so I guess I was back all day yesterday. But I would love to spend more time there. Did you pick up any mask? I didn't get any mask. I got these socks from the Area 51 museum thing. Can't get them up to the camera. These alien socks. I got those from the Area 51 museum roadside gas station thing. That was really cool. Hold on. And then on the way back, I went to the Clown Hotel. I almost stayed the night. I thought about it, but I was like, man, I just wanted to get back. But I haven't even opened it yet. But that place is so cool. I'm definitely going to go back and stay the night. But my favorite thing I got was this Texas Chainsaw Massacre hat. Like, I love this hat. You see, you got Leatherface on the bottom right there. But yeah, my favorite thing there was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre haunted house. Like, it's so sick. And then you walk out and there's a restaurant right there, a barbecue restaurant right there where I got a barbecue tri-tip habanero sandwich. That was so damn good. But it's crazy. Everything is named like gross things, and like everybody's in costume, and you know, you're basically pretending that you're eating human meat. It's so fun. What's up, Clever Cleaver? I didn't even see any masks, so I don't think there was any mask for sale there. I don't know. DJ said he was going to be a little late because he's dealing with stuff to do with his film festival. So he's lagging like usual. No, I didn't see any other YouTubers there. Like it was, I think probably most of the media kind of people were there Saturday, which is part of why I wanted to go Sunday instead of Saturday. But Sunday, I think, was much more of like friends and family, is what it felt like. Because I didn't really see anybody else filming. Like I was really the only person that I saw filming. But you also go in like these time slots. So like my time slot was from 4:45 to close, and it closes at 8. So, because like this is just their soft open kind of thing. Like this wasn't their full on normal thing. And so it wasn't super amount of like there was only a certain amount of people for each time slot, you know. But it's incredible. Like even like just to be it's soft open, like I'm telling you, it is so worth the money. It's not even that expensive. Like the expensive part will be, you know, of course, like if you got to fly to Vegas and hotel and all that. But like if you're anywhere near Vegas, it's only like $60 and it's free to go inside. It like doesn't cost anything to go in. It just costs money if you want to go to the haunted houses and stuff. But like if you wanted, you could just walk in and go to the gift shop and go to the restaurants, you know, and that kind of thing. Like I don't think it costs anything to just go into the building. So because like that's how the building with the Wolf store is, like the art grocery store thing. Like because I spent a bunch of time in that building too. Like it's just, you know, it's like a indoor mall kind of deal. So like you can go in, it just costs things if you want to do stuff. Nettie says Vegas in August is as bad as Phoenix. It's not as bad as Phoenix. Like there's almost nowhere in the world. The only place, yeah, it's Death Valley. It's the only place that is up there with Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix is like, because like it was hot as hell in Vegas, but it was like 108. Like Phoenix right now is like 110, 115 kind of stuff. Like I've been in Phoenix where it was 120. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Black Phone 2 as well, Captain. I'm looking forward to tomorrow getting to see Weapons. Like I know a bunch of people that got to see it yesterday. I'm like a bunch of assholes, but with my Vegas trip and all that, I wasn't trying to get to see early to see Weapons. I was like, because like, seeing it a couple days early doesn't make much difference anyway. Because the Weapons wasn't a movie where anybody was going to see it weeks early. Like most everybody I know got to see it like this past Monday or yesterday. So I almost went to Heart Attack Grill, John. I stood outside. I actually filmed myself talking for a minute saying that I was tempted to go there, but instead I went to White Castle because I had never been to White Castle before. Like the only White Castle I've ever had was the frozen White Castle you get at the grocery store, like in the freezer section. So I'd never been to an actual White Castle. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go eat at this White Castle. And man, it sucked. I do not understand the hype around White Castle. Like it was not good at all. It's like it's just bland, fucking tiny little burgers with like no sauce on them. I'm like, I feel like I was missing something. Like I don't know. I'm sure there's a certain way you're supposed to eat it. Like I don't know if you're supposed to put mustard on it or I don't know. But it was just bland and not very good. And I mean, it's cheap. But then I got super sick that night from it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was from it anyway. Like my stomach was fucked up. But I heard that the Heart Attack Grill food is not that good. And so that was why I didn't go because like it's cool, but it's super expensive. And if it's not that good, it's just like the novelty of it. And like that's kind of the MO of Vegas in general. A lot of things in Vegas are cool because of the gimmick of it, but it's not that quality. So like the best stuff in Vegas that I've ever had is all this stuff that's like off the strip, the places that the locals know about and stuff. But just also why I was so impressed with the Universal stuff, because everything there, the food was incredible. The prices are not even that bad. Like I got this dessert thing that was unreal. You'll see it in my video. It was only like $12, and it was like some of the best dessert I've ever had. I wasn't really startled by anything. Nothing scared me. I was just laughing. Like you'll see, I have video of me walking through. Like I was laughing like crazy. Like I had a ton of fun in the haunted houses. Um, there was only one thing that startled me, and it was as I was walking out of one of the haunted houses. I forget which one, but I was leaving it, and there was a guy in like this mask thing, but he was in my blind spot. He was right here where I couldn't see with my eye patch. And then all of a sudden he like jumped in front of me, like right there. And that startled me because I was like, my guard was let down because I was leaving the haunted house. You know what I mean? I was literally outside of the haunted house, and he jumped him and got me pretty good. So I was laughing. I was like, you got me. But yeah, I mean, like that's what's cool is there's people in costume walking around in character the whole night too. So like even when you're not in the haunted houses, there's constantly monsters and stuff walking around. I haven't seen the trailer for Whistle. I feel like I saw like on my YouTube timeline a trailer, and I'm like, oh, what is that? So I still need to watch it, but I haven't watched it yet. I don't think I saw it. It opens like I think the 15th. It's like not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that is when it opens to the public. But it's 100% worth going. Like I promise you, you will love it. Like if you're a fan of horror, you'll love it. I mean, it was like I personally thought it was as good or better than Universal Horror Nights. Like that's how good it was. Like I think it's better because Universal Horror Nights is like so spread out, and you're having to kind of like walk around through all the other stuff to like get to the different horror things. But mostly it's better because it's way cheaper. And like I can't imagine lines ever being on that level. Like Universal Horror Nights, because it's only one time a year, it's like incredibly long lines. Like it's just insanity. Wonder if it was Papa Meat and Crew. I don't know who or what you're talking about. Let's see. I was just about to ask about the Clown Motel. I still hope we could all plan something where as many ghost crew members as spending the night there. That would be fun. But it is creepy, but so run down, man. Like the guy there, really, really nice guy. And like I talked to him, very nice guy. But it's like just him trying to keep that place up. And it's, you definitely don't stay there because of the comforts. You just stay there because of the novelty of it. And like it's so weird that literally it is the parking lot and the hotel, right? The next door. Like literally you walk out of the parking lot and you're in a cemetery. And it's an old ass Western kind of cemetery where there's no like art, there's no big headstones. It's just real basic, as you get. There's no grass, like kind of cemetery. Very interesting. And like I've seen lots of video and stuff of it, but like being there in person, because the city it's in, it's like barely even a city. It's like the most rundown meth head, like kind of little sort of town. There's like nothing there though besides the Clown Hotel. So Yeah, they had no idea who I was, Jerry. But everybody there was super, super nice. But like I didn't get recognized. I don't think I got recognized by anybody. I'm trying to remember. I did have a meetup with one of the pirate crew. Um, her and her husband came out and met up with me. I'm blanking on her name right now. Damn it! Why am I not remember her name? Uh, uh, Tanny Knee. Tanny. I don't know how she pronounced it. Tanny. She's been in the chat before, but her and her husband came out and they were super, super nice and hung out and chatted for like a couple hours. Very cool at the arcade in the main building at Area 15. But she was super nice. Her and her husband both. They were just really, really, really sweet people. Man, where the hell? DJ fucking 20 minutes late at this point. Camp in the hotel's graveyard. It's only like $80 a night to stay at the hotel, so it's not like it's expensive. It's just not, you're not going to get, a comfortable night there because it's just super run down. Papa Meat did a video on the death of restaurants. I don't know what you're talking about. I watch every Mr. Beast video, so I'm not sure what video you're talking about. Beasterants? I've seen him do. I don't know which one you're talking about. I've watched him talk about different restaurants and stuff. I don't know. The video he did today, the Airbnb one, was pretty great because I just stayed in an Airbnb, but it was like the best Airbnb, man. Like I always have great Airbnb experiences. Like I know that everybody, there are horror stories about Airbnb experiences, but I think as long as you do, you actually look into it and look at their rating and look at the reviews and all that, like I have yet to stay in anywhere that's not super nice. Because the rating system, you just stick with people that are like as close to perfect, 5 stars as possible. And also look at, how many reviews, like, are they 4.8 stars, but they only got 2 reviews? Like, but if they got like 100 or more and they're still at almost a 5 ratings, like, hell yeah, there you go. Death Valley Junction. That's the one outside of that little western town outside of Nevada, right? I can't remember the name of the. I've been there too. There's a really awesome poster shop there where the guy prints out his own posters. But like I've gotten a bunch of my old classic, like the one right there for the fog I got from there. But I can't remember the name of the town. It's like that little ghost town. One knee, she told you last week. Oh, Tenny. Yeah, I know, but I still can't pronounce it right. She told me to my face how to say her name. I still can't pronounce it right. I don't know if I'd say being a rundown gives it its charm. Like the DIY art and all of that definitely does, but like the old dirty beds and all that stuff doesn't necessarily. I don't know, man. Like it's cool. Like I would stay the night in it. I'm just saying, like, it's not a place you stay for. Oh no, episode you're talking about now? Yeah, the death of all the Hooters and restaurants like that. Yeah, like we have Twin Peaks, same kind of deal. Yeah, I forgot that's what he named that episode. I know what you're talking about now. Well, yeah, like that's the thing about the Airbnb or the movie Barbarian, because I'm like, did they not look at the Airbnb rating and like was nobody else that stayed there ever went down into the basement? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did nobody else have problems with the? Yeah. What's up, Horrence? Horrence. Air Barbarian. Man, I can't wait to see Weapon tomorrow. Like, people are pretty blown away by it. Let's see. Grew up in Emergos. I don't know what that is. Emergos? 7 miles from Death Valley Junction, where we hang out, Lost Highway, and the hits your film there. Oh, okay. My dad is Death Valley Junction. Is that the town in Death Valley? Your dad worked on Hitcher. Let's see. I missed working on Lost Highway by a few months. Oh man. Emer Emergosa Valley. Is that in Death Valley, California? Or yeah, the Weapon trailer, they're doing the exact same thing they did with Barbarian, where they don't give you much. They just kind of give you the setup and you're going in pretty blind. What's cool is I've heard people say that there's a very similar idea to the movie Barbarian, not like what the movie's about, but in the idea that what you think it's about, like it's going to surprise you. Like it isn't exactly go the direction you think it's going to. And like, that's, I'm all up for that. Cause I love movies that catch me by surprise and like, don't do what I think they're going to do. And, I like movies that surprise me. It sucks that now because like a movie like Together, as much as I loved that movie, don't get me wrong, I loved that movie. I just wish that I had never seen a trailer or knew anything at all about it. Like that movie would have been so cool to go into completely blind. But it's one of those that there was no way. Like I didn't even watch most of the trailers, but even just the posters and stuff, like roughly what that movie's about or the directions that it's gonna go. I heard Lost Highway Nick Laurent is still dead. Hey, Ghost Pirate, have you seen Double Date? It's a British horror movie, funny and entertaining. Nope. I don't even know if I've heard of that. Yeah, Kyle, I hope so. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be good. So I don't know. I never get my expectations high or low. I go into movies just kind of, I've learned to kind of have a middle of the road approach, because if you overhype a movie, it could be like the best fucking movie ever. But if you have it overhyped in your head, it's never going to live up to that hype, and you're going to be like disappointed. And I hear people say that all the time about a lot of really good movies. I'm hearing people saying that about Together. And it's like, guys, don't get overhyped. Like, just go into a movie and enjoy it. Have you seen the new trailers and poster for Him? No, I haven't. I didn't even know that there was a new ones out. I try to avoid stuff. Like I'll see the first trailers and then after that I just try to avoid stuff, because like I don't need anything more than just that first trailer for stuff. because it's gotten the thing now where the first trailer, you're pretty safe. They don't really spoil much. But then they have the second trailers that show you a little bit more, and then the final trailer that basically shows you the movie. And I hate that trend. So many, companies are doing that. And like, I get it, because it's kind of like with YouTube. Like, if you don't use any kind of clickbait at all, you're not going to get anybody to watch your fucking videos. And it sucks. Like, I feel so frustrated today. Like, actually physically ill feeling from how much work I just put into the video I released today. It's the most proud I've ever been of a video. I did a ton of research, wrote a script for it, which I never do, and like really put a ton of effort, time, and energy into editing it, and researching and finding old pictures and like all this stuff. And yet nobody's watching the damn video. And, it's like, and so that's how it is with trailers. You can make a movie that's like the greatest fucking movie, but if you don't get people to go see it, it doesn't mean shit. And like, that fucking sucks. It sucks so bad to work so hard on a form of art, and then you have no control over if people are going to go see it or not. And like, I wish it was as simple as you make a really quality thing and people will see it, but that's not the world we're in now, because there's so much competition. It's like with YouTube. There are so many other YouTube videos out there that released today as well. And if YouTube doesn't show people, and if for whatever reason the thumbnail that I put on a video doesn't grab people, nobody's going to watch the video, and it doesn't matter how good it is. And it sucks. It's very frustrating. But that's why these movies are spoiling them in the marketing, because they get desperate. It's like, basically give away all the best scenes because they're just trying desperately to get people to go see it. And that's the deal with the final trailer. It's like the last ditch effort to get people to go see it. A lot of the movies that spoil it the most are because they're seeing that there isn't enough people going to see it, because they have ways of being able to get an idea how like successful a movie is going to open. And so a lot of movies, the companies get desperate and they're like, well, we got to make sure we make at least this much money back opening weekend. And then they're like, all right, pull out all the stops, show all of the stuff in our last trailer. And that's a real bummer. Yeah, the werewolf one, the one I released today, Hermes girl. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I love doing what I'm doing. It's more about like, mostly for me, it comes down to finances, man. Like, I'm barely surviving, and like, I can't afford a bad month, like I have to do at least this. And like, I released 10 fucking videos last month to make just barely enough to stay afloat. And I can't keep up with that pace. And it's frustrating because I can't put the time into the videos that I want to put. And I end up having to put out more content, like half-baked stuff sometimes, ones that I don't get as much time to watch as many movies, or like really build out what I believe is like a really good video, because I have to put them out so fast. And like, that's frustrating. It's really frustrating when I'll slap together a video that I don't even really think is that great, and that'll be the one that YouTube shows everybody, and it'll get like a ton of views. And I'm like, the one I worked so much on, nobody saw, and the one that I just slapped together, everybody sees. And like, that, it guts you. You're just like, but everything I'm saying is not about you guys. Like, I guarantee you, everybody here right now sees all my stuff. Like, you guys see the stuff that, but unfortunately the way it works, it's like, there's the core amount, but if it doesn't get beyond you guys, the core, like 10,000 or so people that watch my videos, if it doesn't get beyond that, then I don't make enough money from that video to survive. So like, unfortunately, you gotta, and like, all I was saying is, I'm not even complaining. I'm just trying to say how it is. And it's the same way with movies, and it's frustrating. And when you hear people angry at movies for spoiling it or overhyping it in their trailers, saying, oh, it's the scariest movie ever made and things like that in the trailer. And we all get frustrated at seeing that. Well, that's why. It's because they're like, they got to get people to go see the damn movie. It's like, it sucks. They don't need to tell me it's the scariest whatever. I'll go see it. Like Final Destination kind of thing. Like, they don't need to, us hardcore horror fans are going to go see Final Destination. But it's not us that they're worried about. It's, unfortunately, they got to get that upper level, the more mainstream people. You got to get at least some of those people to go and buy tickets. That's how a movie makes enough money to keep going. Because it isn't about, like, everybody's gets this, like, it's just same way with YouTube. Everybody gets this thing in their heads that it's all billionaires, like in the movie industry. And sadly, it's not. It's mostly regular people, like blue collar, 9 to 5. Like, those are the people that make most of the movies that we watch. Very few people are getting rich off of the kind of horror movies that we go and see. And it's the same with YouTube. Everybody thinks YouTubers are getting rich over here. No, no. Most of the YouTubers you're watching, like the people my size, we make like minimum wage. Like, it is not sexy. It is not cool. But the reality is we make basically minimum wage. And like, if in reality, I probably make less than minimum wage. Like, if you were to like figure it out by the hour. And there's a lot of people like my size, like most of the, the YouTubers. And like, yeah, you got some that are bigger. Like, we were just talking about Meat Cannon, like Papa Meat a little bit ago. And like, but even Papa Meat, he's not like crazy rich, because to do the content that he does, he has to hire a team of people, which means by the time it gets to him, he makes a good living. But these guys aren't crazy rich. Like even the Dead Meat people, like, they're making money, they're doing good, but they're not like crazy rich. And like, there's a huge chasm between someone like James and Chelsea of Dead Meat and people like the Paul brothers. Like it's not even in the same, or like Mr. Beast, like it's not even in the same realm of reality. It'd be like how much Amazon makes versus your local guy, the guy that owns your local grocery store. It's that kind of world where it's like maybe makes 100,000 a year kind of deal versus someone that's a billionaire. Like, they're just, your brain can't even get around how polarly opposite those things are. And a lot of times you get compared to those people, and you're like, I have people comment all the time acting like I'm some millionaire over here. I'm like, you have no clue, man. Like, I just financed a car, and my car payment is like $360 a month, and I'm barely being able to make payments on that. I live with my sister and rent a bedroom in her apartment. Like, that's the reality I live in. Yeah, and this right here, Hermes girl, is exactly part of it too. And it's not, where I live in California is not like the people in SoCal. And that's part of why I was saying the Dead Meat people, like, they don't make the kind of, like, they're not rich like people think they are. And it's because they live down in LA. But like, I live in Northern California. It's still expensive, but it's not like that expensive, especially because I like literally rent a bedroom in my sister's apartment. So like, my lifestyle is not, it wouldn't be much cheaper for me to live somewhere else, because I just don't make hardly any money. But like, if I were to be where I'm hopefully going to get someday, where I can maybe buy my own house or something someday, then that's why I'm not planning on staying in California. Like, fuck California. Like, the plan is, as soon as I can afford it, to get up and out of here, and also know that my sister is going to be okay by herself, and for every way, like, safe and all that, then I want out of here. Like, my plan has been for many years The whole reason I started this channel in the first place is so I could get out of California. But yeah, it's more expensive here for sure. I mean, like gas prices right now, like it's crazy. When I was in Vegas, it's literally at least $1 more expensive a gallon for gas in California. Like it's crazy. Like I paid 5 something when I was leaving Sacramento for gas. I got to Vegas and paid 302 for gas. Like that was the biggest extreme that I saw, but it was like it was basically $2 difference in gas. Like that's just crazy. And that's one state over. But luckily, like I said, because of the situation I'm in, I don't make much money, but I also don't spend much money a month. Thank you, Diddy. But I don't mean to sound like I'm trying to complain. Like I'm not. I'm just trying to, I don't know, trying to be open and honest and just talk to you guys like friends. Then you get awesome movies where you only find out when they've been streaming for 3 months. That was the theaters like 2 weeks exactly. And that's what sucks, Nettie, because those movies can't keep being made. Like one of the best movies last year, damn it, I'm spacing on the name of it. God, I'm so tired. It sucks. I'm dragging yesterday and today. Strange Darling. That movie, so good. And they made like no money on that movie. Nothing. Like nobody was getting rich off of that movie. Luckily, word of mouth and things from that movie are helping to propel the career of people involved, and that hopefully they'll make money down the road from where that leads, kind of thing. But the movie itself made nothing. Like that sucks. It sucks to have a piece of art that is that good, but because no mainstream people see it, it's barely in theaters and makes nothing. And so you can't keep making movies like that. And that's the harsh reality. It's just like, if I wasn't in the situation I'm in, I would not be able to continue to make the YouTube content that I make. It's the same kind of deal. That's why most of the people that are doing what I'm doing, they are only able to do it part-time, or they, or whatever, like it's, or their, expenses are similar to mine. Like it's very, like, luckily I'm single and, I'm able to live in a really simple situation. Sometimes I just wish there wasn't quite as big of a chasm between the realities, like it doesn't seem right that someone like Jake Paul, like it's like incomprehensible how much money he makes compared to like your regular big time YouTubers. Like I said, Dead Meat, that's like 7 million subscribers. Even compared to those guys, the amount of money that they make is just like, you can't even comprehend the level of money that he makes. Played out, it really comes down to the videos that do great are Tubi. Like videos always do best are whenever I do a video that is attached to one of the big streaming services, but I don't have the heart to do that. It's like Netflix. Those ones usually do really good, but the reality is Netflix doesn't have shit for horror. And so like, I'm not going to be phony and fake and make videos talking about Netflix horror movies when there's nothing worth a damn. So like every now and then I'll do one on Netflix, but not very often. Same with Prime. Like I'm not going to be phony and fake to you guys, because at the end of the day, the core group of you guys, you want something new. Like, I'm trying to give you guys value. Like I'm trying to, the goal of everything for me has always been to try to help people find things to watch, to help you guys be entertained. You know what I mean? And like, if I'm not finding you guys new movies to watch, then what the fuck is the point? Like, I'm not just trying to get views. I'm not just trying to like get rich. Like, fuck that. That's not what I'm about. It's like I was talking to someone when I was in Vegas about like, I'm not trying to get rich or famous. Like, I'm just a regular old dude out here. I'm trying to survive, make just enough money that I can survive. But then after that, the most important thing is to make stuff that has value, something that I'm adding something to the conversation, like giving you guys something to bring joy in your lives, something positive. My little tiny microscopic, 2 cents into the universe. No one was it. Jordan says, no one is consistent with well thought out and well done content at the pace you are, man. I know, but that's the reality is when I try to slow things down just a little tiny bit and do a video like I did that I put out today, that took a full week of a lot of work to do that video because I did more research than I do on, and like I put a ton more work into that. Literally, it took probably about twice the amount of time to make that werewolf video as it does to make a Tubi video. But it'll get not even a fraction. Like the Tubi videos, get 2 to 3 times more views. Like, that's what's frustrating about it, is because, like, don't get me wrong, I liked making the Tubi videos, and I love it when I can find a new movies to expose you guys on Tubi. Like, I love that. I'm just saying, like, it's frustrating because I want to be able to take the time to make videos, like this werewolf one where there's more meat on the bone. And I'm not only just talking about horror movies, but talking about the origins of them and the legends and interesting stuff about where they come from and what inspired each one of these werewolf movies. And I think that is such an interesting thing. And the thing is, I started making these videos in the first place because it was what I wanted as a viewer and a fan of horror. It was what I wanted to exist that didn't. I wanted there to be someone out there that was recommending me new horror movies I had never heard of or seen. And like talking about horror movies and adding interesting things to the conversation, and not just, like all these other horror channels, especially at the time, where they're just talking about Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I wanted people to talk about the shit that like matters to most of the horror fans. Like, we already know about those movies. Like, talk about something that I don't hear talked about, talk about the collector movies, that kind of shit. And so like, that's why I started this in the first place. And so like this video and the true crime one, it's a new thing I'm trying, where I want to add more to the conversation. Like, I want to give a little bit of the background lore and the real like reality out there that helped inspire the making of these movies. And like, I love the idea of you guys finding a new movie, but also learning some fun little information facts and things that you guys didn't know. Because like, when I'm making this werewolf movie, I learned shit I didn't know. And like, I know a lot about these subjects already, but like, there was a few little things that I included in the video that I was like, man, I did not know that. Like, that's interesting. That's cool. And then also, I keep it kind of simple in this video. I didn't go in super depth on any one of the, like the dog man or whatever, but like, what's cool, the idea behind it was that you guys might take that and run with it. So like, if you hear, oh, that movie is inspired by, the Wendigo or whatever, then you guys might take the ball and be like, I want to know more about the Wendigo. And now you guys are researching the Wendigo. And like, it's adding more to it than just simply recommending a horror movie. So it's the idea behind it, but I don't know if I'll be able to keep doing that very often as much as I love it, because it just, it takes I can make 2 videos in the length of time kind of thing, you know? So, yeah, he was, Zach Krager was part of the Whitest Kids You Know. Super funny. Super funny stuff. And like, I think he was like friends with James and Chelsea, or friends with people that they know or something like that. I remember hearing something like that, that the Dead Meat crew, some of the people that work for Dead Meat were working with him and on a comedy troupe or something like that. Speedy tickets in California absurd. Yeah, I don't speed, so I don't worry about tickets. Like I don't get tickets almost ever. I don't get in car accidents either. Like I drive like an old man. That's why I bought this tiny, tiny little car, because I don't need a car to go fast. Like I just needed to get good gas mileage. And that's why I could do this Vegas trip. And I only spent like a little over $100 in gas to drive all the way to Vegas and back, and all around Vegas and stuff. Yeah, the gas prices are what is just stupid in California. And like if you're in Southern California, like the price of everything is crazy. But even in Northern California, like our rent and stuff now is starting to get crazy up here. But if you're not from California, a lot of people don't, that are from outside of California, don't realize like how different Northern California is to Southern California. Like everything about it is dramatically different. Like there was for a long time people trying to get the state divided into 2 different states, because that's how different Northern California is to Southern California. It's like Southern California is super, super crazy liberal, and Northern California is much more conservative. And just everything about it. It's got a much more small town, small city kind of vibe up in Northern California than Southern California. Like I'm not a huge fan of Southern California, even though I have a ton of family that lives in the San Diego area. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Like, it's just not my, I don't know. Like, Northern California feels a lot more like Washington. It reminds me a lot of Seattle. Let's see. Bakeman says, I just don't get it, brother. Not to diss another creator. Cobwebs channel has nothing on the pirate. Dude, he's busting his ass too. So, you know, like I can't say nothing about that. Like Daniel is the man. Like he is working so hard at the Cobweb channel. So that channel blowing up is awesome. It's nothing but a good thing, and it's awesome. I just want this channel to get back on track. Like the last month has been rough. I don't know why, but it's just been a rough past month. But I know that if, as long as I just keep working hard, like it'll turn back around. It always does. Like that's the thing about YouTube. There's always the ebbs and flows. The frustrating part is not being able to understand or predict like why, because you could do all of the exact same stuff, and 1 month you'll be soaring high, and then the next month just plummet down, and you're like, I did literally the exact same stuff. That's what drives most creators on YouTube crazy, is because you can't explain it. Yeah, I refuse to even watch the new War of the Worlds. Like, I have never heard it. Like a YouTube channel I watch a lot is Moist Critical, Penguin Zero. And he literally said it's the worst movie he's ever seen. And he watches a lot of really bad movies. Like purposely, he hunts down like the worst of the worst bad movies. And he's even saying it's the worst ever. Yeah, Kay, there's a lot of it is just kind of a luck thing. It's like a right place, right time. Like even um if you listen to James from Dead Meat talk about how that channel blew up, like granted, he works his ass off and they're all super talented, so it's not anything about that. But he's talked about how it was right place, right time. Like he started the kill counts at the right time, because right when he was making his kill counts and starting the channel, he did all the Friday the 13th movies. And that was the exact same time when the Friday the 13th game was released and went viral. And so Dead Meat just exploded from that. And then because he works his ass off and they're talented and all that, it just can continue to grow. It can grow and grow and grow. But even if you look at them, like they plateaued a number of years ago, and he gets frustrated all the time because, like, you know, he is well aware that they're still making a lot of money and getting a lot of views compared to a lot of other channels, especially in the horror industry. But still, like, you know, he wishes that his channel would continue to grow, and it just doesn't, because that's just how it works. Like they were right place, right time, and it exploded. But horror is not a niche that, because like if I wanted to just make money and be like a famous creator, I could do that, because I've done so much research and understanding on how all this works that I know what, you know, basically I would just make a reacts channel. Like if I just sat there and reacted to trendy topics all day and made a ton of videos on it, guarantee you the channel would blow up. Like I don't know if I'd be like, you know, like something like Papa Meat is also super funny and talented, so he's as big as he is. So I'm not saying I would ever get to like multi-million subscriber or anything like that, but I could definitely quickly get much bigger than I am now if I just did react stuff, because it's just trendy stuff. But I don't want to go after the trendy topics, you know, and try to go viral. Like I'm not interested in any of that. I want to do what I'm doing. I just want to make like it survivable and be able to have an okay life and take care of myself. You know, I don't like having to rely on other people to survive and things like that, you know? Yeah. Netflix is great for TV shows. They always have been. But even that, they're just slipping when it comes to horror. Like Netflix just does not put resources into horror, and I don't get it, because more and more companies are putting money into horror, because horror is one of the most like consistent genres of anything support horror content. It's like you would think Netflix would at the very least be making a horror TV series, especially because their TV series always do so well. But I don't know. They just make their money. Like Netflix makes their money from these crappy Love Island reality type of shows like that, because they cost almost nothing to make and they get a ton of views. And so they make that, and then they make like these cheesy movies that cost no money, and then every now and then they make a big blockbuster series or a big blockbuster movie that'll go viral and do well or whatever. But like, I get it. I get their model. I don't know. It just sucks because it's just like with Amazon, they have so much money. I just wish they would take a little slice of that and put it towards horror. Like I love that HBO does. Like HBO is consistently making horror movies, horror series and stuff. And like, I love that. I think that is huge for the genre. Yeah, PJR. That's why I recommended that one, because Beezle Booth, I did not expect to like it, because I'm like you. I'm not big on religious horror. I'm tired of it. But it reminded me much more of like When Evil Lurks. Like it was more of that kind of thing where, yes, it's demonic, yes, it's spiritual, whatever, but it's like bizarro and way out there and totally different. Yeah, yeah, but there some of the Nettie, some of the other horror YouTubers and stuff out there, like the horror channel, especially. Like I love those guys, but they'd be the first to tell you that their priorities are in different places, and they're not able to be super consistent and making stuff constantly and whatnot. And that's a big part of why their channel doesn't grow like mine or Cobweb channel and stuff, because you have to be like super consistent. You got to find a niche, stick with it, and then really, work your butt off. Whereas like Cecil is much more into trying to become a filmmaker. And I love that. And I think that's amazing. So I'm all for that. But I love the horror channel. Like those guys know, man, like they were one of the first creators that I reached out to when I first started doing this. And like, they're great guys. And like, I love what they do. I love their opinions on stuff, but some of it is just, you got to be super consistent. It is, you got to make good content, but if you're not always constantly pumping out content on the same level, it's hard to grow. But Tubi is like a big bread and butter for me. It's it's like the main thing that I've from the beginning been able to get consistent views from, and that's why I do so many of them. But it's one of those, like, I get a lot of views from the Tubi videos, but I also, people love and get a lot of value from the Tubi videos. So it's not just me making them because they do well, but because people actually enjoy them. And it's fun. I love to play in the Tubi sandbox. Unfortunately, I'm in a dry spell with Tubi right now. I actually made a video today, but I had to like kind of dig in deep and talk about some older movies and stuff. Cause like, I've seen like everything on there, and I've recommended almost everything on there. And there is really only a couple movies on my queue that I haven't watched yet that I need to watch. And I didn't have time because of the Vegas trip to watch those. So I had to make a video without those, but hopefully my next Tubi video will have more like hidden gem stuff. But like, I need Tubi to bring on some new content because like that well is pretty dry for me at the moment. Yeah, Chubby Rain, I've talked about the coffee table a lot. Anybody that has watched this channel quite a bit for the last year knows I have promoted the shit out of the coffee table. Super bleak, dark, fucked up movie, but really, really good. I was promoting it long before it was on Tubi. The biggest YouTube game reviewers for years. Well over 1 million subs, and they're not exactly rolling around in cash. It's tough on the... Yeah, exactly, Citizen Sleeve. I mean, like, because it's so complicated as well, because it isn't just views. You got to also get the right level of advertisers. So like my channel does decent. Like my AdSense are actually decent compared to some of the other channels. Like, I don't swear much, and there's certain things I just naturally don't do, and it helps. I've also worked with quite a few sponsors at this point, and so a lot of that stuff goes into the ads that YouTube will run during my videos. And it's like the higher the CPM, basically the higher the amount of money that people will pay YouTube to run ads during my videos is decent compared to a lot of other horror channels. And then there's some that like tech channels do the best. The tech channels, their CPM, like the amount of money they get per 1,000 views for the ads that run during theirs are off the charts. They're like the best because some of the biggest companies out there, like a Nike, Coca-Cola, companies like that will pay to get their ads during, those tech channels videos. Like Marcus Brownlee makes stupid amounts of money because like he is one of the most like even more than like someone like Mr. Beast and stuff. Like Marcus Brownlee is one of the most respected on the platform and works with some of the biggest advertisers and promoters and things out there. So like his CPM is, from what I've been told, is like one of the highest out there. But it's just complicated because like you can get a ton of views, and like gaming channels are one of the ones that they get screwed because a lot of the people that watch because it comes down to your target demographic. So like if you're a gaming channel and you talk about Minecraft, most of the people that watch your videos are little kids. Well, guess what? Little kids don't have money. They don't have any money. So big companies are like, I'm not going to spend money to have my ads running your videos because none of the people watching your videos have any money. Whereas like mine, because my target demographic is older, like I get, like 40 to 50 years old. Like that's my, between 30 and 60 is my main, and that's the most lucrative target demographic. And so that's why ads are better on mine, luckily. So, but yeah, it's a complicated thing, man. Super complicated. Yeah, I love the collector movies. I keep hearing rumors that they're making the Collected, the third one, but we'll see. Yeah, my sister just got KK. My sister just got a speeding ticket too, and hers was like only 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. I was like, I didn't even know you could get a fucking ticket for going 5 miles an hour over. Like that is insane. But I guess it depends on where where you're at and like the how much, like what the speed limit there is. Because like if the speed limit is 55 and you're going 60, you're not going to really get a ticket. But if the speed limit is like in a school zone and it's 25 miles an hour or whatever it is, and you're going 30, that is a much stiffer penalty. I don't know. Sounds like a scam to me, but it gets shocking on a dime. Oh, the coffee table? Yeah. So I guess DJ is not joining me. I don't know what deal. I just texted him because we're over an hour in and like I can't keep going much longer unless he joins. I'm getting tired and I need to eat. Thank you, Hermes girl. I try. I don't know. I always try to just do things in a way where I know as the viewer I would enjoy. So like that's why I try not to dick around, and I try to get like straight to the list and stuff, because I know that if I was watching it, I would want to hear about the movies and not necessarily hear about a bunch of other random stuff if I'm there to hear recommendations. Uh yeah, Kay, that is partially true. Yeah, I don't know, it's complicated. Like we're about to go into what should be the best time of year for me. September, October, November are massive. When you talk about horror movies, they're like the best time of the year. So hopefully that happens again for me this year. So especially with the Texas trip, because like I'm stressing because I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna put out as much content as normal because I'm gonna be gone for over a week. Like driving for like just the driving part is a week, much less staying there for like 4 days. So it'll end up being like probably almost 2 weeks total that I'm gone. So I'm not gonna be able to put out a lot of stuff.
Hey.
You forget
Did I forget what?
that we were live?
I told you I wasn't making it until now.
You said late, like an hour and 10 minutes is not late. That's like,
I mean,
I just thought you
technically it
showed
is.
up.
Technically it is.
Anyway,
I thought I said I'd be on at 8, but I guess 8:10. My bad.
Whatever.
My bad. Sorry, I'm interrupting your awesome stream. Look at these super chats coming in. Gosh, Have you read them yet?
No. I didn't even know there was super chats.
Sean with a 10, with a 9.99.
Thank you so much.
Says
I've
Matt
been over
Damon,
here whining about how hard it is to do YouTube.
Well, Sean says Matt Damon said that in today's world, they wouldn't even make Goodwill Hunting because the studios don't make money off of DVDs anymore. So they just push lazy content to make money at the box office. I agree. I actually just posted something about that on Facebook we can talk about. And then Nettie P with a 35 says, get some DoorDash on me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, both of you guys.
Thanks for all your hard work. So thank you, Nettie P.
That is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you,
Seriously,
Sean.
thank you.
Diddy says, who's this DJ character? Just some asshole.
I know. Just decides to just pop on in.
Just crashing the stream. I'm late because for those of you who don't know, which if you're in this audience, you should know.
They probably do. You just mentioned it last week.
I am putting on a horror film festival right here in Jacksonville, Florida next year, February 26th. And for the last 2 weeks, I have not slept. So I'm probably hallucinating all of you because I have been working on this festival.
That's how I feel.
And it's been crazy. We still have, here's the thing. So submissions are open. So if you're a filmmaker and you have a horror film or a short film or a music video, we want it. But you can only submit if you have a link to our Film Freeway. We are not publicly listed on Film Freeway because we don't have a venue yet. It was not made. It was not made. Here's the thing. It was not made. This information was not made to me from Film Freeway until after we paid our $100 listing fee. So we paid $100 just to be listed on Film Freeway, just for them to say, okay, you're live, but until you have a venue, you're not going to be a public listing. So the only people that can see you have your link. Here's what you do. And then here's the hoops that you have to jump through to get a venue. So once we have a venue, we have to have an address, and then we have to have an email address that ends with @venuename.com so that they can email them and verify that that's a venue.
Dude,
so
that's
God
insane.
help you. So God help you if you find a venue with an email address that is not the @venuename.com. And so when they email, they are going to ask, is this film festival being held at your venue at this time? And they have to say yes. Once all that's confirmed, then your listing goes public. So I have no idea how these festivals are getting put on there that are ripping off filmmakers, because that's like an issue, is that a lot of fake film festivals get put up on Film Freeway and they just take a bunch of submission money and then there's no real festival.
With another question too is, what about the online festivals? How do those get listed?
Well, they just say that they're online. We don't. We say that we are going to have a venue, that we're going to have an actual festival. But all the online ones, yeah, they just get to go live and be online. And
that's probably how the scam ones, because a lot of the scam ones, at least from what I've been told, are online ones.
Yeah, well,
because like you pay like $35 to get, to submit your movie, and then they don't really ever do anything because it's just a bullshit scammer thing.
Right.
But that, I mean, I get why they're doing that, but at the same time, that seems like something they should have let you know up front.
Yeah, it would have been real nice to know that we were going to have to pay $100 listing fee and then have, because look, we're kind of 6 months behind in the planning of this thing. This kind of fell into our laps.
Why are you doing it? Like, why not do it later in the year? Like, why?
So here's the reason. All right. So there's a few reasons. One, August, September, October is saturated with horror themed events. And as a first year, we don't want to keep adding to that, especially in Florida. There's a lot of stuff going on in Orlando and Tampa and St. Petersburg and, and even St. Augustine, which is only 45 minutes south of Jacksonville.
Yeah. As soon as spring starts.
There's a lot going on. So in the springtime, there's not. And the weather here in February, March, April is gorgeous.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. So you can have costume contests and stuff like that. You're not sweating your ass off. It's not hurricane season, which October is still hurricane season. So you don't have to worry about hurricanes blowing through here and screwing up your event. And there's nothing to do in the spring around here. So we're going to have a big festival that's going to attract a bunch of people and have something to do in Jacksonville in February.
So that makes sense.
Those are
so
all
it's either, so it's either do it in February or wait a year and do it again, like in February, but in over a year. And
right.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
So we're starting out, and we're only days away from getting a venue, by the way. We're right there. It's just because we started this late, it's been kind of hard getting the venue. And we don't have a lot of money right now to put down on a venue. So we're trying to find venues that are going to want to partner with us or, give us a break because we are a city sponsored event. The Jacksonville Film and Television Office is going to be sponsoring this event. So, we're going to have some stuff behind us.
And yes, Tracy, I agree. There is no need for me and Daniel to compete. Like the Ghost Pirate and Cobweb. I mean, we both do horror movie lists, but we also have a very different way about going about it. And we're friends. Like, dude, he works his ass off. Like, I don't want to, I don't ever want to see someone else fail so that I can be successful. Like, that's just not how I work. Like,
that's
in a perfect world. Well, in a perfect world, I would want the Cobweb channel to fucking kill it. And then I'm also over my world killing it over here too. Like, there's no, I've never been, especially when it comes to art things, the only, if you're playing sports, then yes, there's a winner and a loser. But when you're in art, there is no winner and loser. Art is, I don't know. The only losers are the people that kind of tear each other down and shit,
Yeah. Gaston says, DJ, just admit it. You were late because you were rewatching your favorite movie, The Monkey, weren't you? Yeah. Well, you know what? There's a review that came out of Weapons that kind of put me on edge. And it made me it reminded me of why I don't read reviews before I see a movie, because this review said that it was a, hang on. I'm going to find it real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to find it. I saw that you just messaged me.
Yeah.
So this review said, this suburban shocker is a dementedly funny crowd pleaser for sickos. And I'm like, this movie better not be fucking funny or supposed to be funny like The Monkey was, or I'm going to be fucking pissed.
The Monkey was straight up a comedy.
No, it wasn't. And it wasn't even billed as a comedy.
It was. Yes, it was. Anthony Perkins literally said he was writing a comedy. And then it came out as a comedy. If you look on IMDb, it's listed as a horror comedy.
It is the least funny horror comedy.
But
it's anti-funny.
This movie is not a horror movie. Or I mean, not a comedy. It's
okay.
Just
well, that's what I'm trying to say.
From what I've heard, it has humor in the way that Barbarian did.
Well,
okay, it's made by the same guy, so it's it has that twisted sense of humor. Zach Krager, it's not about funny. It's he also was involved. He was also involved in your favorite movie of the year, Companion, and it's Companion has humor in it too, but you wouldn't call it a comedy,
right? So that's why this review. That's
all he means. He just means people that enjoy gore and brutality. It's a gleeful type of that.
Sure, I understand.
I don't think anyone is I have heard quite a few people have seen this movie, and I haven't heard anybody say it's funny. It's more of just there's a twisted sense of humor at times in it.
The way that they just wrote that part of the review, I was just oh my God, I felt the hair stand up on the back of my neck.
I just think you're misinterpreting what they were trying to say there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope so, because I'm really looking forward to Weapons. I really am.
I mean, I've heard it's a super dark, fucked up movie. So I don't think
well, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that, but
yeah. And I've heard it's also surprising. I was told by some people I really trust that whatever you think it's going to be, it's going to surprise you. It's just like Barbarian in that way of where it's subversive. It's it leads you into thinking this, and in reality it's this or whatever. So, but I just love how mysterious the marketing has been all the way up to the time of its release. Like they're still not letting out of the bag like what the fuck this movie is doing or what's going on with it. And like I love that because they didn't need to. It's just like with Barbarian, they didn't need to let you know all the twists and fucked up stuff that movie would take. And so I wish more people would pay attention to that marketing. That's the one thing with Osgood Perkins. Like Longlegs made a butt ton of money, dude, and they didn't ever let you know what the fuck that movie was about. They didn't even show you the titular killer in it in the marketing.
Just got a notification. Stuart Chase donated $20 on the PayPal side. Thank you very much, Stuart.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Y'all are so generous tonight. Thank you. I think I think it's our richest night. Just with the maybe I need to not be on here as often. And then
dude, I had someone over the weekend send me $500 to help me with my trip to
Wow, that's awesome.
Fantastic Fest.
People
are really awesome because I was in Vegas and I was like not sure how I was going to even survive into next payday, to be totally honest, because like I couldn't turn down the trip. Like I couldn't not.
Yeah, man, you can't turn down Fantastic Fest.
No. My Vegas trip this past weekend, turn that down. I'm like, I don't know, and I was like, but I don't know. And then things just kept happening. Well, that's one of the things when you go on a trip, it always ends up being more expensive, no matter how hard you try. Especially when you're in a city like Vegas, like no matter how hard I tried, like there kept just being things that cost money.
Yeah.
But yeah, luckily, and it was like just so out of the nowhere. He was just like, so I'm going to say it in my blog as well, but Mark and Deer, they are amazing couple that really helped me out in the biggest way. I like messaged him. I was like, dude, you didn't even know that I was in this situation. And I'm like, you literally are like an angel. Like, I don't really believe in a lot of that stuff, but if I did, I would genuinely believe that.
Hey, look, man, I'm not religious either. Like, I don't think about stuff like that, but I do believe what you put out, you get back.
There's just sometimes you can't explain it. It was one of those, like, you can't explain it.
Yeah, so I do believe that. Heather says, I did see earlier that Pedro Pascal was supposed to be in it, but because of the strikes in his schedule, they recasted his part with Josh Brolin. Thank goodness. Yeah, I know. Thank God. I'm sick and tired of seeing that fucking guy.
Well, it's complicated because it's not quite that simple. He also had other roles. So
right. Well, that's what she said. It was his scheduling. It was part of the strike and his scheduling. That made
Pedro's in a lot of things.
He's in too much.
I don't blame him at all. Like if you have
I
also got to say this much for him.
Hi, Saya.
Dude, the role that he I am so impressed in him in Fantastic Four because he is a totally different person in that. Like it is easy to forget that that's Pedro Pascal while you're watching that movie. Like part of it is they do give him a nose thing, and so his facial stuff looks a little different, and so that does help some. But just the personality, like he does a really good job of being a very different version of himself for that movie. And like that is one thing I got to say about him is if you were to watch him in something like what's that TV show that he's in? But anyway, if you're to Pedro Pascal, the TV show he's on,
Last of Us.
Yeah, it's like if you were to watch him and the character, I know. Well, he dies in the game. It's like, duh. Everybody knew he was going to die. So these people that were surprised, I'm like, but like really? Like everybody knew he died. So like, why would they completely dramatically change the story from the game? Like that makes no sense.
But you don't have to do it. Never mind. It's fine.
Yeah. We don't need to get more.
It was stupid in the games too. That's what.
Yes,
that's the point.
But it was. I know, and that's why people were hoping they would change it. But it's like, dude, they're making it with the people that made the game, so it's like they don't think it's stupid.
Here's what sucks is like I'm not even hating on the guy. I think he's a good actor. Like, I think he's a great actor, even. He's just in fucking everything.
I know.
It's
And
like
it's more
everywhere you look,
an
it's Pedro
indictment on
Pascal.
Hollywood of
Yeah,
being
and it's just
lazy. And it's like, yes, the guy is super talented, but there's a lot of other actors that are super talented out there that you could, instead of being lazy and just being like, well, he's the it guy right now. And they do that with everybody. It's not just Pedro. Like, there's so many actors that
yeah,
it's
but
like
come
you
on,
see
man.
him in
Like,
shit all the time. Like,
yeah,
the
but
same
Pedro is
people.
like, no, Pedro's like extra.
I'm just saying, you see it a lot in general. It's like
You
if
do, but
so
like
and so,
even
like we
Morty,
saw The Rock in everything for a while. You see fucking
yeah,
Jack Black was in everything for a while. You know, like there's certain actors that it's like, if what's his name? Long hair, big buff dude. He was Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. You know, there's certain actors that once Hollywood decides that they're like one of the it people, they put them in everything. And so, like, I'm with that, but I never am someone that is going to blame the cast. You know what I mean? Because, like, or the actor, because they're just doing their job. And it would be one thing if he was just taking a paycheck, but he's not. Like, that's the thing about Pedro
Right,
Pascal that I
yeah,
was trying to say, is that
yeah,
he puts everything
puts
he
it in.
can into the roles. So, I
Yeah.
mean, yes, he's way overcasted, but at least he is doing the honorable thing and earning his money. You know
Well,
what I mean?
until he
He's
starts
not.
grabbing on his female co-stars because he has anxiety. Like, that's weird. Have you read about that? Like, dude gets kind of touchy-feely and he blames it on anxiety.
Well, yeah, but he's one of those guys, like, I don't know how to word it, but he's one of those guys that you would swear is gay if you didn't know that he was married to a woman.
Yeah, well, I mean,
He
yes, I
has
agree.
that.
I agree.
Who's the other actor I was thinking of like that? Like, there's certain guys that it's not even like in a sexual way. They're just much more like flamboyant. And they are more hands-on, and they are like even with their other guy, like, I guarantee you, Pedro Pascal is that way with his guy friends too. Like, who was like, did you ever see when they were doing the what was that guy that he was at the Hollywood Walk of Fame for, I forget who it was, but it's one of his best friend, one of his best guy friends who was putting his hands. Damn it. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe, you would have swore that him and Pedro Pascal, and I forget the third guy that was with them, that they were a bunch of gay guys. You would have sworn they were gay guys because they were like all so flamboyant. Everything about their mannerisms, the way they were touching each other and talking, like, I'm not against that. It's like, I'm not like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, what I guess I'm saying is, it's just like, it's an artist thing. There are certain artists, and that's why I'm saying that. It's like, I've been around a ton of artists, and a lot of guy artists, even the straight ones, are much more. There's a lot of them that are much more flamboyant and much more physical, like touchy-feely than your average. Like, you're not going to find football players. Your jocks aren't going to necessarily be that way. So,
right.
I'm not saying what I don't know the whole story with Pedro. So, like, he, I don't know if there was women that came out and complained about him or whatever, but like, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that also could be a part of the situation.
It's weird. And he's tried to excuse it with, like, he has social anxiety during high pressure events.
Yeah. And I believe it.
And so
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think,
okay, but so do I. But then I don't. Okay. Oh, okay. I also have, like, I'm an introvert, right? But I'm not going around grabbing women when I'm being introverted.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm not saying he was in the right. Like, we don't know. And, like, it's not like she pressed charges. It was more of she complained about it. Right.
Right. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything criminal happening. I'm not saying
that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
weird.
Well, it's not, though. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not weird. It's possible that it could be.
Don't touch people's face.
No, but what I'm saying is it could be wrong. Like he could be in the wrong. He could have done something. He could be, you know, doing stuff he shouldn't be doing. That is a possibility. What I am saying though is there is also a possibility that he is like the guys that I'm talking about. Because like I said, I was watching, like if you watch that I'm telling you, when him and Willem Dafoe, when Willem Dafoe was getting his hands into the cement. Another one is that way too. Like if you ever see him in public, the newest Batman,
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson is that way as well. Like these are guys that when they're not in character and they're just being themselves, they are super flamboyant. Their hands are going everywhere. They're touching people, like they're on each other's like they're grabbing their guys' shoulders and like putting their face next to theirs. They're hugging them. Dude, I saw him, Pedro Pascal kiss Willem Dafoe's cheek, dude. Like he hugged him and embraced and kissed his cheek. And like, I'm just saying.
There's a difference though. There's a difference between doing that.
What I'm saying is it could be that the person that complained was not aware and he thought he was comfortable and thought he was okay to be that way with that person. But there's someone that isn't okay with all that. And it was nothing more than that. Is Pedro being used to the crowd and people he's around and touching in all of that and everybody being fine with it. And, you know,
like
you're talking about his co-star in Fantastic Four?
Just some like just that, like, it's just weird shit. Like he just rubs her chin. And then
that's what I'm saying. He's just a very handsy guy.
I can't rewind this, but the first one, like he just has his hands on her waist for like way.
How he is look, he's the same way with guys. I'm just telling you, he's a very he's just a very touchy-feely guy.
You can't
I know
there's different rules between dudes and women. Like you can't do this to women. Like, yeah, but you can hold on to a guy if you're a guy like a little bit longer or whatever. But like,
here's the thing. I am normally on the side of that, but I also think that we have also, as a culture, we have gotten to a point where we just unfortunately criminalize everybody and think the worst of everybody. And that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying like that sucks because there's a good chance that Pedro didn't mean anything at all by it, because I've known a lot of people like that in my life. Women that are that way. I know a ton of women that are like handsy with everybody, guys and girls, and people that know them are like totally fine with it. It's like, oh, that's just how that person is, right?
But these women are not fine with this. That's the problem. That's why this is all coming out, because the women are like, I wish you wouldn't do this. And so that's why all these examples are coming out. Like, I understand what you're saying. But again, I don't
know if it's, I haven't heard it as, I heard that there was a few that were like, it's weird, but I didn't hear anybody saying that he was doing anything inappropriate. It was more, it made him a little uncomfortable. It's a little weird like that. Like there's a difference.
All right. Well,
I'm only saying it's because I get frustrated with the double standards and the bullshit going on in our society right now. And like, so like, I guess to give you a glimpse of where my headspace is today, I saw a bunch of people on Facebook reposting this picture, and it was basically a guy holding up a sign that said, if a dog bites a child and we put that dog to death, if that's okay, then we should be able to put pedophiles to death. And I saw a bunch of people reposting that and being like, yeah, we should, pedophiles should be put to death. And my argument wasn't that I disagree with that or agree with that. Like, it's not even about that for me. Like, I don't know if we should. That's not even the thing that I have a problem with. I have a problem with all these people reposting that when we have a fucking president sitting in the White House and we have past presidents And we're all well aware that these motherfuckers, at the very least, were best friends with a human trafficker and pedophile who was put in jail for being a pedophile.
Yes.
And like a lot of people
like,
are pretty like, it's pretty obvious in my opinion that those people did things as well. They weren't just simply friends with Epstein. Like I watched the whole thing today. Like the evidence is just staggering.
Yeah.
Against
Look,
Trump
I don't want to
and
get
against
into
Bill Clinton and against Bill Gates and against, and I'm like,
I don't want to get into this.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
All right.
So my point is just this. It's not even like, it's just we as a society will in the what's it called? In the public opinion. What's it called in the minds of public opinion, right? Will convict, or the court of public opinion will basically convict Pedro Pascal for being weird and touching women maybe how he shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Not saying we shouldn't, but my issue is this. We'll fucking do that and possibly ruin the guy's career, like whatever. Who knows where this will ultimately go, right? And I've seen a bunch of other people, men and women, that have been, you know, in the court of public opinion have been just lambasted, right, over shit like this. But yet we all can sit back and be like, it's fine that our president possibly raped hundreds of women. Who knows?
There goes YouTube.
Best friends with tons of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my issue. Because I'm like, I'm not even saying Trump did or didn't. That's not even the point. It's the fact that we can all as a society just, that's the point. Like, I get frustrated with that. Like, the public opinion needs to get our shit straight. Like, we cannot keep putting our focus on these little tiny bullshit, whatever things like the Sydney Sweeney shit. Like everybody gets all up in arms about that.
Sydney Sweeney.
No, you know what I'm talking about, though.
I
right?
love focusing on Sydney.
The whole thing that
am I right, Chad?
Did a white supremacist thing because of that ad. I'm like,
I don't care.
One,
I don't care.
She had nothing to do with. But she had nothing to do with the ad. If you really think Sydney Sweeney wrote the fucking ad, like I guarantee you, she didn't even know what the ad was until day of. And they're like, here, put these on, lay right there. That was her extent. Like that's how this shit works.
Yeah.
And that's why I get so angry. Cause I'm like, dude, Sydney Sweeney is a fucking, like, we should be holding her up as this is what human beings should be like. She's awesome. She's young as shit. She could easily just use her looks to do the most horrible shit, but instead she uses her looks and her all over cachet to make art. You know, to make art, to push indie film, to help other filmmakers and creators. She donates like a motherfucker, donates money all the time. Like there's so much stuff, and I'm like, but instead we want to ruin her image, ruin her career, literally put her in tears. Like, did you see the video she posted of her just like in fucking tears? That's fucked up, dude.
I don't want to watch.
She's like 22 years old.
It's a vocal minority. It's a vocal minority of subhumans that think that she's anything other than what she actually is. So I don't even listen to that. Like I don't listen.
But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is like we need to get our shit straight as Americans and as people on the internet. And like,
I think we do.
Instead of worrying about Pedro Pascal and maybe inappropriately touching a woman's face.
I'm sorry I even brought this up. I'm sorry. We have 70 watchers. Do we have 70 likes on this video yet? Everybody who's watching this, go like the video, please. I'm sorry I brought this up.
Tuning in now because they're like, Kanan is going to ruin his career by saying his opinion on politics.
Fuck it. But no, we have had some people in chat say something, and it's like, this is why I didn't want to get into it. It's not that I don't want to talk about it.
I don't even give a fuck about right or left. Like that's what I'm trying to say here. Like it isn't about if you vote Republican or Democrat. Like I could give a fuck.
Right.
I think both sides should just burn in hell. Like I'm not a fan of either. Like, that's not the point here. The point is human decency and what we put our priorities on and what we have discussions about. And everybody, to a man, needs to be talking about nothing but the Epstein files until something is done about that shit.
Hey, man, look, I agree, but this is not that kind of podcast. Like, so we can't.
Dude, it's public, and it is because unfortunately, conversations, people having conversations about things as minor and that don't matter. They bring our actors from movies and stuff that we talk about, things that, you know, like we focus on entertainment, we focus on especially horror. And that's where I'm frustrated about, is like, rather than spending even if it's less than 1% of your brain power an entire month, right, on worrying about, did Sydney Sweeney mean something by a stupid fucking ad? Like, that disgusts me. Like, dude, you as a human, me as a human, we shouldn't be allowed to think another person on planet, like, cast a stone towards another person on planet Earth until we get the big fish dealt with. Because I was thinking about this today, the movie Eyes Wide Shut, like the story about how the reason he made that movie, the idea behind it was supposedly that he experienced exactly what happens in that movie. And it's why he moved out of Hollywood. And he knew that he was in the waning years of his life. He didn't expect to die before he finished the movie, but like, he knew he was in the final stretch, right? And so he finally made that movie. He had wanted to make it his whole career, but he knew that if he did, he would be just completely, like, you know, blackballed in Hollywood. But the reality is he said that this happens. Like, this is actually how it works. This is what actually goes down. And we need to stop just looking the other way.
Look, man, I completely agree with you. I do. It's just, we're not. I agree with you. And I'm sorry I brought up Pedro. Okay. I didn't mean to.
I get mad because it's not about you bringing up Pedro. I get mad at there's people out there that are spending their time to go, look what Pedro did, and try to ruin this guy's reputation or whatever. I'm not even saying he's a saint. He might be a fucking piece of shit. I don't know. But the fact that there's anybody spending any amount of their time with their platform on the internet trying to take down anybody, when we all are just going to sit here and know that our entire group of politicians and government, all of them are involved in this cabal, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous to me. Like, dude, don't go after Hollywood. Don't go after these actors. Like, even if they're pieces of shit, like, the levels of pieces of shit, it's like a totally different spectrum. You know what I mean? Like, even if Pedro is the worst possible thing, you know, even if he's the worst of what you might think he is, right? Even then, he's not even a fraction of what, like, almost every politician is. Like, all these motherfuckers, even if they're not physically doing stuff, they know that these other people are, and they're okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
and that's
I agree.
Why the whole thing with Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and all that is like, even if they weren't actually going to the island, don't tell me they're innocent, because they knew these people. They were friends with these people. They all know each other. And if you know your friend group, like, we all know our friend group, we all know, like, we have conversations. We all know who's who. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's got that friend that everybody's like, yeah, that guy is kind of probably a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, people whisper.
People, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
No. I'm not saying people to that extreme. I'm just saying, like, you know, when a couple's going to break up, like, how long does it take before everybody is kind of whispering that, yeah, I think that couple's about to break up. You know what I mean? Like, that's how friend groups are.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that even on a big level, it isn't the same. Like, they all know what people are into.
Yeah. All right. Look, here's the thing. Like, I agree 100% with what you're saying. And furthermore, I have a lot of discussions like this, with people that I trust, that I can talk with politically, and like I can talk to you. But this podcast, like what I love about film and what I love about movies and like what I love about this stuff so much is that it's an escape from all of that shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I like fighting. That's why I like arguing and watching that stuff. And like, that's why I like talking about stuff like this. That's why I don't like getting into the weeds when it comes to this, because it's like, yeah, your favorite politician is probably, a PDF file, right?
Yeah.
They probably are. So just like chill out. Let's watch some movies, because in the grand,
and that's what the only reason I bring it up is because it's exactly, me. That's why I don't talk about anything. And anytime people comment about political stuff, I just am like, dude, this is not the place for it. The only reason I bring it up in this situation is because it's like, to anybody out there, don't bring your sanctimonious bullshit to our entertainers. If you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it's literally the whole thing in the Bible about like point at the flake in the other guy's eye when there's a fucking big old splinter in your eye or whatever. It's the same. Like,
yeah, everybody needs.
I don't want to talk about it. I want it to be entertainment and clean, and that's not what that's not what matters to me. This is entertainment. This is about happy and brightening people's day and all that. That's what this channel is for. But if you're gonna start to drag these entertainers through the mud and ignore the big fish, like, that's what pisses me off. Like, don't all these people that are like, the gossip people gossiping about, it's like, dude, if you want to ruin someone's career or reputation or whatever, let's focus on what actually matters when it comes to, if you're going to talk about pieces of shit.
Right. No, I agree.
Like, if like, I'm not going to, like, I don't look into, and I don't ever care about any of these people's personal life. It's the whole arguments I got about with a bunch of people over Hulk Hogan, to the point where I took down my post that just simply said rest in peace, because I don't give a fuck who he was. I was saying rest in peace to the guy that I watched as a little kid wrestling.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any of these entertainers, and everybody that acts like they do, you're full of shit. You don't know any of these people. You meet them in line for $20 and shake their hand and act like you know them because you read some fucking editorial of some asshole that's digging into their dirt and, putting reels together of them touching people weirdly or whatever. Like, you don't know these people. So, like, it drives me crazy of this in our society where we're just casting stones right and left and then not even paying attention to the people that actually deserve the stones thrown at them.
Yes.
That's why I bring it up. It's not because this is where I'm like, I don't want to know about these people's personal life. I don't care about I pay attention to them as an entertainer, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what Willem Dafoe does for a fucking hobby. I know that he's married, I believe. Like, that's the end of it. I don't even know if he has kids. I don't care if he has kids. And I don't care to know if he has kids. I care that he was in the Lighthouse and acted his ass off and entertained me and was a brilliant artist. That's all I know. And that's all I care about. And like, that's what we should be focusing on.
South London Reseller says DJ's a good mate. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. I like how chat. I like how you guys are all just talking to yourself while we go.
Yeah. What are they saying?
Nothing related to what we're talking about. I love it. Talking about Jenny Penn, and like talking about having Shudder and like scientific horror. So thanks, guys, for having your own conversation while we're venting about all of this. Janetha says, I saw In the Mouth of Madness by myself, midnight showing, walking out of the theater alone at 2 a.m. after seeing. Yeah, man, I can't imagine that. That's one of my
wish I'd seen that in theaters.
I also wish I could have seen that. But
I saw it when it came out on a new release at Hollywood Video.
Man, that's the closest H.P. Lovecraft story that's not H.P. Lovecraft.
Yep. Yep.
And it's just done so well. And like Sam Neill, he's so good for like slowly going crazy movies.
Yep.
I mean, In the Mouth of Madness, Event Horizon. What's the other one that he's in that's like the same thing? But like, man.
That
That other one
he's in that
I can't remember.
when he was young.
Yeah.
But it's the woman really that loses their fucking mind. But he does
He's
as well.
still in it. Yeah.
Damn,
Chat,
help me
help us
out, chat. It's the damn it. Is it Possession? Yeah, Possession.
That's it. Thanks, Citizen Sleeve. It's Possession. Let's see here. Some people are talking. What are you guys talking about? I want to. Other than that, I want to see. John Milton says Carpenter wins for The Thing. I mean, yeah, it's probably one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
I think it is the greatest.
Dude, it's like it's The Thing or The Exorcist for me. It's like I can't ever decide. Like it's that's what it is for me. It's like it's a tie for number one. Like it's either The Thing or
feel like it's not even like personally, I think it's not even close because of the creativity. Like The Exorcist, it's like you could just it's like you're really just making a movie about things that people have been talking about for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? Like you're doing as good of a job as you possibly can, but you're literally just showing a demonic possession on screen. Like that's it. The Thing is literally inventing shit. It's like you're putting something to film that no one's ever seen, and you're using total creativity to do that. Like, I mean, some of the shit in that, you got to think about when that movie was made. I mean, nothing looked like that movie.
Nothing looked like The Exorcist. It was the first time it's the first time an angiogram was ever shown on screen. It's the first time that makeup was like that realistic and was like,
well, yeah, but what I'm saying is you're still literally, I mean, there's been books written forever about the visualizing of an exorcism and demonic possession and what it looks like. And like,
well, yeah, but
there's been paintings and drawings of it forever. There's nothing. I mean, I know, I study art forever. Like there is not things that look like The Thing, especially prior to that. And beyond that, just the human psychology element is so profound in that movie.
The argument can be made for both movies. Like, so I get it. Look, we got another super chat.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying The Exorcist isn't like a masterpiece. I consider it.
I know you
in the top 5.
Played Out gave us a $5 super chat. He said, keeping it real tonight. Top 3 directors. For me, I'll go first.
Craven. Okay.
All right, finish. You already gave 2. Finish.
I got to think for a third.
Oh my God. Mike Flanagan, John Carpenter, and David Cronenberg are my top.
Yeah, I think I'd probably put Cronenberg as my third.
Yeah.
But like there's
a lot of great directors, but
for me, I got to go with body of work. Like, so it's not as, cause like I would never put Flanagan even in my top 10 probably yet because
fuck off. Are you shitting me?
No, he's incredible, but his body of work isn't there yet. By the time he's done,
Absentia, maybe. Oculus, Gerald's Game.
Yeah, dude, but
wait, I'm not done. House on Haunted, Haunting of Hill House, fucking Midnight Mass, Hush. I mean, come on, that's 7 movies.
Dude, he's amazing. You know how I feel about Flanagan, but he's
at least top 10. He's at least top 10.
Carpenter and Wes Craven. I mean, there is no one that has had the impact on horror like those two.
I'm fine if he's not in your top 3, but he's not in your top 10. That's crazy. I
don't know if he would be just because body of work it.
Who else? Who else is in your top 10?
I think he's amazing, but I don't know if he's gonna have the impact yet like those people. Like those guys started. I mean, Wes Craven did the Scream franchise and Nightmare on Elm
I'm
Street
not arguing about
franchise.
Craven or Carpenter. I am not arguing about that. I'm arguing about anybody else that you would put in your top 10 over Mike fucking Flanagan. Who would you put in your top 10 over Mike Flanagan? Who? Name
I don't know. I have
one.
to go. Well, definitely Cronenberg.
Name another one.
I might put Toby Hooper.
Over
Because the
Mike
thing is,
Flanagan.
yeah, because of the impact. It isn't that he's actually a better director, but if you think about, because you gotta look at what existed before these guys did what they did. And that's why I don't know. I think time has to be the decider of things like that. So like 20 years from now, when we look back on Flanagan and we can see the impact that he had.
God. Dario Argento.
It's so hard. Yeah, Argento. Yeah, I wouldn't put Argento. I don't think he would be in my top 10 at all.
It's always,
I would put Lucio Fulci above Argento.
I wouldn't put either of them in my top 10. I think I think they're the most overrated. I think Italian horror is the most overrated.
That's why I don't cover Giallo. I don't.
It's the
never
most
blown my skirt up. Nope.
It's the first. It's like if
and I don't even feel like it's horror. It always feels like much more like crime thrillers. Like the vast majority of them. Like they're not feel like horror to me.
I've seen 2 Italian horror movies that I would consider to be good movies. The rest is overrated shit.
Suspiria is awesome.
You are an elitist asshole if you are one of those guys.
Suspiria is horror. But Suspiria isn't even Giallo.
That's one of the 2 that I actually think
That's what I'm saying. It's not even considered Giallo.
Right.
The one movie that I think is the best, Zombie. Zombie is another one that's Fulci.
And look, I don't actually think that you're a horror elitist if you like Dario Argento or.
No, I do think that because I get that elitist all the time where people that are like attacking me all the time where they're like, if you don't cover Giallo, you don't really know your horror and stuff. Like I get that all the time. Like people come after me all the time.
Yeah, fuck those people. I don't think just because you like Giallo, I'm not. I'm not.
Well, I'm not saying I think it's bad. I mean, I definitely there's some,
but it's one of the first steps. I think. Like I just
don't think it's the bee's knees like people act like it is. Like, I just don't think it's like to me. I kind of put it in the same category with a lot of like the '80s slashers, where I like them, they're good, but I'm not gonna put them in my top of all time kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Hermes Girl asks, and then I want to get to some of these other chats because these are pretty good. Hermes Girl asks, what's a movie that actually scares you, Kanan and DJ? Well, I got 2. So the last movie that scared me was The Autopsy of Jane Doe. And then most recently, Together. Together had me feeling.
Really?
Oh yeah. Together had me feeling so
the cave scene.
It was the cave scene, and it was his nightmares. They did the cave
that
scene
one where he wakes up to that woman. I don't know how they made her look, dude. And she's the most unique looking, weird thing. The lighting, the makeup, it was one of those where I looked at her and I was like, I looked at pictures after the fact and I'm like, she almost looks ridiculous. They push the line that far that it's almost ridiculous. Like it almost looks stupid, but they didn't quite push it. So it's like they push it as far as you possibly can to make it as fucked up and disturbing where it's almost into absurdity. And like, that is impressive shit. Like that, there was stuff in quite a bit of things actually in that movie that are like that, where it's like, that's a talented filmmaker to push the boundaries that far without snapping the rubber band,
And the setup to that scare, was just chef's kiss. Yep. That's why it got me. It got me so good. I was sitting in the theater and I was uncomfortable during those scenes. And then when that happened, I was like, oh fuck. like in the theater.
It didn't affect me that way. Nothing affects me that way. Like,
oh man.
I mean, stuff will make me uncomfortable. Like the Night House disturbed me.
Yeah.
But like, I haven't been scared in 20 years by a movie. Like probably early 2000s was like the last time that a movie scared me.
What was it?
Like a lot of things did back then. That's why it's so like.
Well, what's the
like
last? What's the last?
All the horror movies, you know.
What's the last one you can remember? All right. While you're thinking, I'm going to read John's comment.
You know, the last one I think of that really fucked me up, I think, was The Hills Have Eyes when it was in theaters. The
remake,
2000. Yeah, what is that? 2005.
I don't know. I forget. I don't have my IMDb.
But yeah, the remake, like that fucked me up. But even
that
still,
was a good remake. That was a surprisingly good remake.
Yeah.
John Milton says, I love Lovecraft, but have been let down with so many
adaptations.
I'm a bit weary. Me too, John. However, At the Mouth of Madness,
there's not even
reviews.
But I almost don't think that's fair because there haven't really been any. Like all of the adaptations are super bottom of the barrel budget, like
I know,
straight to Tubi stuff.
Right. And that's
so
why
it's like I don't.
That's why they're a letdown because the only people doing them.
Well, yeah, I don't go in any of those expecting any of them to be great because they're like.
Yeah, but they're not even that.
I feel like
that's the problem.
Well, no, because they're just bottom of the barrel like resources. Like the last time we had even decent budget put to any Lovecraftian stuff was like in the 90s. You know, like From Beyond and stuff. And those were pretty good for the time, like for what they, you know.
Jonathan has
that's what blows me away that we still don't to this day. Yeah, Friedkin would be up there, I think, in my top 10.
Okay, other than The Exorcist, name what other movie did
you only need one.
Oh, fuck off. Okay.
I would put Steven Spielberg, and he's only done really like one or two horror movies, and I would put Spielberg in my top 10. You don't. That's the thing. It's not so much about the amount. That's what I'm saying about Flanagan. I don't think he's made a movie yet that has had. Yes, but I don't think any of them have had the impact yet. I don't think Flanagan has made his what's that term? You know, like his opus. What's it called? Your opus is opus.
Magnum opus. Your magnum
opus. Yeah, I don't think he's made it yet. I don't know what it'll be for him. It might be The Exorcist, like his.
I think it was. I honestly think it was Midnight Mass.
For me, yeah.
That show
it didn't culturally.
It didn't.
The closest he had was Haunting of Hill House, because that was the one where culturally a lot of people saw it and knew about it and talked about it.
I don't care. Midnight Mass is the best thing that he's done. It was his magnum opus. It's a flawless... If we're
going on talent, it's different, right? My top 10 as far as talent or as far as my favorite, that's different. But if I'm ranking them, it's not about their talent and it's not about my personal favorites. It's like I try to talk to people about this all the time. Like when I do a top 10 of my favorite something or other or the best, they're totally different. Like my top 10 favorite movies is dramatically different than what I think the top 10 best are.
The Victorian Conservative says Lovecraft movies need to be made, but more people in Hollywood are out of the task. Yeah, I know. Look, give me $1 million. I will make a Lovecraft. I will do a
Color Out of Space.
Color
That's
Out of Space
pretty damn good. And that was done on $1 million.
What's it called? The what's the H.P. Lovecraft short story about the Hound?
Hounds of Baskerville? No.
No. That's Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
they need to make the Hound. I will make. Give me $1 million. I will make.
I don't know that one.
I have a great idea.
I just want to see a Cthulhu. Like, how do you not make a really good Cthulhu horror movie?
Because all it's going to turn into is a kaiju movie, which might be fine. Like that might be fine.
Not if it's really good. It's not, because what makes his movies or what makes his book scary is the mystery, the unknowable, all of that stuff. So the Cthulhu element is only, because the underwater really is what did it as close as what we have seen to this point. But I feel like it's all of the explored mystery of it all. Like From Beyond did a good job of that, of like discussing and talking about and not knowing what's on the other side and not knowing, and that's what was scary and uncomfortable about that movie. It wasn't when you finally saw the monster. It's like, okay, cool. But it's like all of that up to that. And that's what makes so we need a Flanagan to make, a Lovecraftian movie is what we need. We need someone of Flanagan's caliber to do it. But you need more than $1 million. You need more than $1 million, and that's the problem.
Disagree. Godzilla -1 was made for $15 million, and if you read,
that's more than $1 million, asshole. That's 15 times more than $1 million, you jerk.
Okay, if you let me finish.
I didn't say you needed 200 million. I'm just saying you need more than $1 million.
If you've read The Hound, you only need $1 million for that. I have a great idea to be able to adapt that story.
Why am I not remembering that one?
I don't know. It's really good. It's really scary. It's kind of fucked up, but I think it's great. But I could do it for $1 million. Let's see here.
Okay, maybe you could. I'm not saying you couldn't, but like The Color Out of Space, right? That movie is really, really fucking good, especially for it was made for right around $1 million. And that movie is really, really fucking good. But I think to make a timeless classic, that's what I want. And what we all want. We want a Lovecraftian, not a good Lovecraftian movie. We want a classic. You know what I mean? We want a movie that is remembered in horror. And you need more than $1 million. You need probably 40 or 50 million. Because you need the right people involved.
I disagree, man. I don't think horror, if you go over 25 million for horror, it's too much. Horror needs to live within that $1 to $20 million range. There needs to be those constraints. You have to be able to use creativity and creative.
Yeah, I agree. But I think what you're saying is 20. In reality in Hollywood now is more closer to 40 because of the financial changes and the way, the economy is changing. And what was a $20 million movie for the last 20 years is now closer to more like a 40. Cause when you look at Flanagan, yeah, but that's in a different country, dude. Their economy is different.
It doesn't matter. If
you can go to Japan and make the movie.
They didn't make it for 15 million yen. They made it for $15 million.
In Japan.
No, yen.
No, they made it in Japan. It's cheaper to make shit there. And they don't have to, the problem is here is all the fucking bullshit. A lot of the money that movies end up spending on now is all of the licenses and all of the rights to be able to use this or do that. So if you don't want to count any of that stuff and you're just talking about 20 million on your cast, your director, and your special effects, that's fine. But it's not that, because you also got to pay for wherever you're going to shoot that shit. You got to pay for the rights to use the story because it's Lovecraftian. There's a bunch of horseshit. There's a reason Lovecraftian stuff isn't made in Hollywood. It's
PJ,
maybe it's not a guarantee to make its money back, and that's what it sadly comes down to.
Hey, PJ, maybe get my name right before you start talking shit. It's 2 letters. He called me JD. It's twice though.
Hold on,
it's
what did he
2
say?
letters. He says, "Yeah, I can't take JD serious after his turn against Italian horror. I can't take you seriously for liking Italian horror and not being able to spell.
Not being able to spell DJ.
It's 2 fucking letters, bro. It's 1 less than your name. Good God."
I feel bad for him because
oh, there it is. Yeah,
it would have been a nice. It would have been a nice diss if he hadn't.
My God.
And we're not hating Italian horror. Neither of us hate it. We are both just simply saying that we think it's way
it's overrated.
Yeah, literally people act like it is. Yeah, people a lot of people act like Giallo is that is horror. And I'm no, man. It's not. I don't think slashers either. I think most slashers are way overrated. You know, there's only really
Yes.
been, in my opinion, a couple really great slashers. Most of them are entertaining. They're fun. I like them. But they all kind of fit into that same category where they're just entertaining.
Sorry, we got John Milton. M. Night sucks, and The Sixth Sense was the most obvious ending ever. Bullshit, John.
I don't buy that for a second. And the only way I think you probably knew about it, here's my theory. If you say that and you're not being a lying asshole and just being a troll, it means you saw it recently. Even if someone didn't tell you, seeing it now because of the movies that it is inspired and the storytelling and the way that is inspired things, I can see a world where you would see that now and be like, okay, I see the ending coming, because you've seen so many movies with twist endings now. But you got to remember, back when we saw that shit back in the day, nobody had done twist endings like that.
Yeah, there's a reason why that movie is a cultural and cinematic icon.
Yeah, it's my argument with Blair Witch. It's like, if you see it now, you're never going to get what we saw then. It just can't. It's not possible, because there's so many things that have come since that without that movie, none of that would exist.
That's like saying The Matrix. It's like saying The Matrix was like, you're like, you know, oh, The Matrix is just mid. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, it is. If you watch it right now,
yeah,
if you were to watch it for the first time now, you'd be like, yeah, it's all right.
Right.
But it's like, at the time, nothing looked like, they literally invented ways of shooting.
I think The Matrix actually holds
up, but I don't think you'd be blown away if you saw it now.
I don't think you'd be blown away, but I still think it holds storytelling wise. I think it's a great story.
No, it's still a good movie. I just don't think that you would be more than likely you would be disappointed, because you heard all the hype for years about it and the way people talk about it, people of our age group or whatever. And so then you see it and you're like, it's all right, but it's not that great. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people all the time, like, the shit that gets most people is the whole build up for things, like anticipating the overhyping it in your head, expecting, because like I've heard people be like, you know, with Texas Chainsaw Massacre or The Exorcist, like younger people see those and be like, it's all right. I mean, it's good, but it's like, well, yeah, because you thought it was going to be the greatest thing you'd ever seen. And you also didn't see it back when it was made. It's like Jaws. There's no way to watch Jaws now and see Jaws. Just like for me, I saw it in the 90s. The first time I saw Jaws, like early 90s, like I was like 12, 13, whatever, right? There was no way for me to see it the way that my dad saw it when he saw it in theaters at that time. There's no way. So like, even though I loved it and I've always appreciated Jaws and stuff, my dad told me stories about how he would not go surfing. Like all his friends, like beaches were literally that summer were like, and this is San Diego. So this is where high schoolers lived. You know, you lived on the beach back in the, you know, in the 60s and 70s on the beaches down there. Even still, people live on the beaches down there. And he was like, it was a ghost town. He's like, people would go to the beach. Nobody would go in the water. You would just sit, have fires or whatever, but nobody would go in the water. Like, we don't even know what it would be like to have a movie to have that cultural impact today.
Yeah, that'd be
like the closest thing I know of is when The Matrix came out. Like I remember,
The Matrix and Lord of the Rings, I think, is one of the biggest cultural movie events.
I don't think the Lord of the Rings had the impact though of what I'm talking about. Like Lord of the Rings, pop-wise, was massive. No, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like I'm talking about the way it fucked with people's psyche. You know, like Lord of the Rings didn't do that.
Okay, yeah. No, I understand what you're saying.
Blockbuster level, yeah.
I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying now. And yeah, you're right. I would agree. I think
like The Exorcist had that impact too.
No. After The Exorcist would have been Final Destination 2. With the log truck.
No, because it was still a small crowd.
Dude, everybody who sees a log truck has the same feeling.
Yes, but that's horror fans.
No, if you're not, even if you're a normie, like you at least know about that scene from that movie. You at least know about it. It still affected the
Yeah,
culture. I would
but the
I would
entire-
argue that that affected
No,
the culture
that-
just as much as the
it
Matrix.
became like a meme, so to speak. Like that did it impact, but not on the level of Jaws, not on the level of The Exorcist.
I'm not saying
These
that.
movies
I'm not
were
saying
like
that.
culturally like they were like a touchstone in history. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Blair Witch was one that I saw in my, it had a huge impact. Like everybody saw Blair Witch and everybody talked about it. The same Paranormal Activity, it had that impact too, especially because of the budget that movie was made on.
Yeah. I want to,
but they're just rare. I don't know. We don't get those now though. Like that's kind of a bummer.
The Victorian Conservative says, are you thinking Hound of Tindalos? No, I'm just thinking the Hound. It's a short story by H.P. Lovecraft called The Hound. And sorry, I'm trying to get through your chats, guys. I'm trying.
What is the last movie that has had like in the horror genre that has had like an impact on society?
Terrifier.
No, it's had an impact as in like on the industry because of being able to make something so grassroots and it being something so gory and all that, and yet still getting like
Art the Clown's being sold in Spirit Halloween. Like the normies are.
Yeah, but that's not anything close to the level of like even Blair Witch, much less Jaws or The Exorcist.
Well, then I would say probably The Conjuring. Unfortunately, as mid as those movies are, like I would say that's probably The Conjuring.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one. I still don't think it has the comparison because of the originality kind of thing, but as far as everybody saw them and they were horror and like everybody knows the fucking and it bothers me because the actual real people were charlatans and and it's like it's totally changed culture on how they look at why am I blinking their names?
I don't know.
Anyway, the paranormal detective bullshit people that it's supposed
to be. Conjuring are based off of are frauds. Yes, I know.
Yeah,
that's why. Like, have you seen like Matt Reef, that comedian, just bought or somebody just bought the house?
Yeah, Matt Reef or Rife, however you say his name. Yeah,
and everybody's like freaking out, like, oh, it's the Annabelle doll, and I'm like, he just bought a doll. The people, but it is the Annabelle doll is
but it's the. No, and I don't know if that's why people are freaking out. It's more of like
because they think it's haunted.
No, I don't really know. I think there are some people that are freaking out because of that, but I think the bigger picture beyond that is it's kind of fucked up that you could just have the money to just be like on a whim, I'm gonna buy something that has that kind of importance.
Whatever, he's rich. For certain people. I don't care. I'm not like, oh, the rich. Like, if he wants to buy a stupid, fucked up doll that's not actually haunted and he has the money to do so, good for him. Like, I don't care.
Yes, but it is still kind of messed up. It depends on what he does with it or whatever. But I feel the same way about the Ghost Adventures guy who buys up all these haunted fucking things. But at least in his case, he put them in a museum. And like the reason it bothers me is not any different than it would being like a really important piece of art, right? It's not about that. I think the doll is, I 100% believe that the doll has nothing. It's just an old fucking doll.
Yeah.
100%. Like there is not even a tiniest bit of my brain that thinks for a second there's anything weird about the doll, but it is still culturally important. And like, it bothers me when these uber elite people, just because like they have a beer one day and it'd be cool to buy so-and-so thing. And like,
whatever,
it just bugs me, but I don't know. I mean, he may take it serious. He may take it seriously and he may put it on display somewhere and all that. And if he does, that's cool.
I don't care.
But
David,
no, I just think it's fucked up to the people out there because it is a culturally relevant thing. It'd be like buying, I don't know, like anything, especially because it was in a museum for a long fucking time. Like the guy that owned it that just died had it in a museum and traveled around the country.
Well, what
to
if
take
Matt
it to
Reeves
places
or
to see
Rice
it?
or however you say his last name, what if he makes a museum out of it? Then who gives a shit?
That's what I said. Well, no, I won't. If he does it, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I think
David,
that's the only reason a lot of people are having an issue with it, is because he's like this funny man comedian, and it's like, is he just gonna take it on the road, like, you know what I mean? Treat it like a novelty and
I
without
don't
giving
think
it
he-
respect or whatever. I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know anything really about him. But I
David,
said it's the same with the Ghost Adventures guy. Like, he's bought up
David.
all the. I'm shocked he didn't buy it, to be honest, because like
Yeah.
the Ghost Adventures guys bought up everything, like every kind of haunted item you can imagine. But he has them all in a museum. So
David Kobus says, how much was the Hellgate to make? We spent a total of $85,000 on that movie, pre-production and post-production, 85 grand. I'm trying to get through. I want to read some of these comments because I gotta go soon.
yeah, but don't go and think you could make what he had made for 85,000, because you couldn't.
Oh, thanks, man.
Well, no, it's true, because I know, like, you had to do so much shit yourself. On top of that, you had so many people either do stuff for you for free or for super, super cheap. Like that's why people hear that and they're like, see, you only need this to make. And like, no, you don't understand. Like, if you have a lot of friends that'll help you out, and if you have and you also shot it in Florida where it's cheaper than a lot of other places, you had a lot of people like the cemetery that let you shoot it there, whereas a lot of times you would have to pay for the rights to shoot in certain places. Like, that's why you hear people spend $1 million and you don't get a ton for it. And it's like, well, because there's a lot of shit that easily can cost, like the cost can go up super fast.
Yeah. Well, if that's you guys asking to watch the trailer, I guess we can play it, but no, I'm kidding.
Because like, even if you did something as simple as hiring an editor, you know what I mean? Even just that, you could easily add on another 20 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't take much to double that in, very little time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're telling me.
I mean, there's people out there that'll make a movie for 80 grand, but then they hire someone to do the artwork for it and the trailer, and now all of a sudden it's 200 grand. Like, it happens a lot. There's a lot of like little movies that get bought out and the movie ends up costing a few million, even though the principal movie was only like, a couple 100,000. Like, that happens a lot. Like, as much as everybody talks about how cheap Paranormal Activity was, yeah, they only spent like 45 grand to make the movie, right? But they spent millions on promoting that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
so a lot of people don't realize is that movies spend at least half of their production budget on marketing.
Yeah, and well, it depends on the situation, because like sometimes they spend way more than. There's a lot of movies, like even movies that Shudder has bought, where they'll spend twice the amount promoting it as the movie itself costs to make.
Sorry, I'm just scrolling through some of these comments. We're like 10 minutes behind where the comments are. A lot of people talking about Sinners. That was a great movie. That was such a good way to kick off the year for horror.
It's still my number one, I think.
Somebody said they preferred Abigail over Sinners for a vampire movie. Fuck off.
That's okay. I get it.
It's because that movie sucked and Sinners was
it's because you're wanting something different out of a movie.
No, I'm wanting a good movie, and Abigail was not a good movie.
They cannot look at it objectionally like you. You make movies and review movies.
No, okay.
I review movies. We see them differently. If you're wanting to just a fun popcorn vampire movie, I'm sure you can have a blast with Abigail.
Tenderloin Stew says, guys,
if you're just wanting to see a vampire movie, Sinners is not it. And that's why a lot of people, I have seen a lot of comments of people being like, I don't get what the big deal is Sinners. It's way overrated, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't that great of a vampire movie. No.
Yes,
it's not an amazing vampire movie. It's an amazing fucking movie. And that's the thing.
I also think it's a good vampire movie.
Yes, I do as well. But what I'm saying is, if you're just going in, because I've heard a lot of people that are like, so and so is a better vampire movie, or so and so. And it's like, if you're looking at simply the vampire element, and a lot of people's problem with it is the vampire element is only the final act. And so they have a big problem with that. And it's like, well, I get it, because you don't see movies like we do. What you're wanting from a movie is very different. So when you hear someone like me or you say
characters,
we're taking all of those things into consideration.
Tenderloin Stew says, guys, I guess the Sixth Sense ending from the trailer when it was first released because Carnival of Souls. What? Tenderloin Stew, explain yourself. You're lying. You're all lying. If anybody
that makes no sense at all
says that they guessed the Sixth Sense, you're lying. You are lying. I can't believe you. I can't.
Yeah, I know the trailer. I've seen the trailer and I've edited it, like cut it down many, many times. I've studied that trailer. There is no way you guess the ending from that trailer, because that trailer did something that a lot of movies have, a lot of famous trailers have done, where they basically lie to you. They leave certain scenes in that never end up actually in the movie. And it also did something where it reversed timeline things, took things that were actually more towards the end, but made it look like that was earlier. So like some of the stuff is out of order to purposely throw you off. So there's no way you could have guessed something when the clues aren't even there.
Yeah.
And especially the Carnival of Souls. Like the only way you guessed it is literally just a shot in the dark. Like just shot in the dark. Just like that'd be a cool way to, like, that would be cool if this whole time, he didn't realize, but he was the one that was dead.
Ed and Lorraine Warren. Thank you, Heather.
Yeah, thank you.
That was her name. And sorry, guys, I don't mean to be skipping over everybody's comments. I'm just trying to get through them here because we gotta.
And actually, you're full of shit even more, because Carnival of Souls is debatable to this day. If that's what that is, if that's what's actually even going on in Carnival of Souls. That's just, I don't think I've seen
Carnival of Souls, so I can't.
It's one take that she's dead the whole time. That's just one way to see that movie. Like that's actually one of the best like classics. It's an old black and white movie. It's like one of the most underrated movies like for many, many years. It was one of those like super, super no budget movie that didn't even get released for years. I forget the whole story, but it got released and it was like basically accidentally released on, and someone was like, whoa, this is fucking cool. And then finally got released to the public, but like years, like 30, 40 years after it was made or something like that.
Hermes Girl says, Psycho makes me scared to open my eyes in the shower. Hermes Girl, have you ever seen Shivers?
Man, I wish I got that from Psycho. It means I can watch a lot of movies all over again and get scared from them.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been scared by Psycho. Like even when I first saw it, like that's one of the problems about like what we're talking about. Like I can never see Psycho in the way the original audiences saw Psycho.
I wish
like by the time I saw it in the 90s.
I love it.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I've never not loved it, but it was just never scary to me. I saw it in the 90s and it was like, it's an amazing movie. Like I get why people think it's amazing, but the same with The Exorcist. It's part of why I've never been like, it never got me. Like, I think I saw it too late in life for it to ever like really get under my skin. Like it could and would for a lot of people.
John says, not to be a dick, you guys, I really did call it that Bruce Willis was dead the whole time at the time. I know you kind of obvious. It was not. It was not. Like,
okay, if you're telling the truth, and I think you probably are, it is not obvious when millions, like literally, not figuratively, literally millions of people were shocked by that ending. So instead of you saying it's kind of obvious, you really should be saying it more like, for whatever reason, I got lucky and I guessed the ending because nobody else in society did. Because it's not like we're just alone on, like, this is only a few of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is a movie that was seen by millions.
Yeah.
And everybody was blown away.
The Sixth Sense shifted the culture of horror.
Yeah. In my life, I think I've only heard like less than 5 people that even guessed the ending during the movie, much less prior. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And I remember thinking there was something with Bruce Willis about halfway through the movie. But even me, I was still like, once you fully get the whole picture, I was like, oh shit. What
Slack Wolf says, DJ, okay, get out of here. You said Terrifier is not good. It's not. Get out of here, Abigail. I loved it. Stop it. Okay. I mean, that's great, man. They're not good movies. You're allowed to like them. That doesn't mean they're good movies.
No, they are good movies. They're just a different kind of fucking movie. Like, that's the part that you never get through your thick head, because there's different kinds of good. There's different kinds of entertainment.
There is different people's opinions on what is good. Yes, I will agree with that.
But there's different qualities that you look for.
Look,
I think you'll have a lot of people that are like, I think Dusk Till Dawn. Like, this is the one that drives me the most crazy. And I've heard this comment so many times, dude. It's Dusk Till Dawn did the same thing as Sinners. It just did it better. And that makes me want to throw my head through a wall.
Yeah,
because they're totally different fucking movies. There's only a tiny little bit of comparisons. Like, they're shit, like, tonally,
they're relatable, but like they're relatable, but yeah, they're different movies. You can't compare the two.
They're only relatable, and like I said, there's a few parallels. Like, you could take the brothers, you know what I mean? You could take a few little parallels, but it's like, okay, where they start out, you could be like, okay, there's some parallels. Where they end up is on completely different planets.
Yes, no, I agree.
I mean, Dusk Till Dawn is basically a cartoon by the end.
Dominic said, well, hang on, before I get to Dominic's comment, I just want to say about Terrifier. So when it comes to splatter films, I think they're good splatter films. But when it comes to quality movie, they're not. So there's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. They're different. Like, they're in a different category all by themselves.
They're fine.
Like, I would never consider Terrifier a good movie. If you're putting it in a category of like Sinners, like, it's not a good movie.
People are doing.
You're not going to put it in. No, they're not.
That's what. Yes, they are. People are making the argument that Terrifier are good movies. They're objectively good movies. They're not. They're fine splatter films.
Yes, so but what you're missing here, what you're missing here is the people that are saying that don't have the ability to categorize them like you should, and even you don't have the ability that you need to get to and eventually will get to, where you can really separate, compartmentalize movies. And
I know exactly how to compartmentalize. What are you talking? I know exactly how to compartmentalize a movie. I know the Terrifier splatter films.
The fact that you can't, like that's obvious. Like, for people like me and you that have to look at movies objectionally, right? Yeah. I never would say Terrifier is a good movie in the same way that I would Sinners. But we've had this conversation about a lot of things that you have to put them in there.
I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah, but Abigail is in that same category.
No,
Abigail,
no. Abigail is not in that same category. Abigail, the filmmakers went out to make a good movie.
No,
they went out to
remake. It's in that same category as in it is its own.
They wanted to remake Ready or Not, and with vampires, with a vampire ballerina, and they failed. They wanted to make a quality film. They didn't know if they tried to make a horror movie, they tried to make a comedy movie, but they didn't lean into either side enough to make it either funny or scary. Every joke fell flat. The characters were terrible. I only knew them by their caricature. Like you knew exactly what was going to happen, when it was going to happen. The twist.
Yeah, but I
in the
disagree
movie
with
was
that.
given away in the
I
trailer.
don't think Abigail is in the category because it's meant to be a popcorn, like just a fun time at the movies.
It's
There
not
was
even that.
there was never an attempt to make a good movie, not in the way that you're categorizing it, and that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And most of the people that this is the definition that the vast majority of people see movies through, the lens they see it through. A good movie is one they have a good time with. A bad movie is a movie they don't have a good time with. End of discussion. And that's why I get frustrated with you, because I'm like, under that, when you're looking at it through that black and white lens, it's a good movie.
But I don't.
Exactly. But you should be able to compartmentalize that from other people's opinions of it.
I did. Okay.
Like
this
Terrifier.
Is where I have to
they're
bring
not.
up, I always have to bring up our like previous episodes where I find similar movies that I've said. Final Destination Bloodlines. I had the time of my life watching that movie. I thought it was fantastic. I think it's one of the best Final Destination movies. It's a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie.
But
it's not trying. And this is what I was talking about. A movie
basic,
trying, right? What it's trying to be.
Film.
It's a good movie at what it's trying to do. It's not trying to be Citizen Kane.
Okay, but I'm not expecting Citizen Kane from Final Destination movies.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. It is a good version of what it's trying to be. And which makes
I think
it
it's
a
the best
good
version
movie.
of what it's trying to be. I had a blast in the
theater. And that's
theater.
what I'm saying. And so that makes it a good movie in its category.
Yes, but I still wouldn't be like
that's how Siskel and Ebert, like the
movie
best movie reviewers, really, they're like the goats, right? That's how they would
they're
do
the
it.
most popular. I don't know if they're the goats.
They're the
They're
goats because of what they've influenced.
All right, I'm not going to argue about Siskel and Ebert. What I'm trying to say
isn't always about like who is. It's like we were talking about directors. It isn't always who's the most talented, but nobody affected, the ability of reviewing and talking about discussing film like Siskel and Ebert. Like nobody's even come close.
All right, fine. What I'm trying to say is that if you're going to look at me and say that I need to be able to recognize the difference between a movie like Sinners, like Get Out, like Hereditary, and a movie like Final Destination Bloodlines, Terrifier, Abigail, I need to be able to see the movies for what they are. I can, and that's how I judge them. Final Destination Bloodlines.
I think you should judge them more based on what the filmmakers were trying to make. So like what category is that movie in?
Okay.
And like I would give you this much. I would give you this much. Abigail should be somewhat in the category similar to Final Destination Bloodlines. And if you're in that, like in that area, if you're putting them in that category, right? Like those two movies, they're roughly together, both popcorn, like what I call popcorn or fast food horror, right? Bloodlines does it about as good as you can, and Abigail is more of middle of the road at that. But I would never call it a bad movie because it was entertaining at what it was trying to be. And it's a movie that if you go in and overthink it and like take it all serious and do what you did with it, where you're like talking about character development, this and that, I'm like, dude, that's like trying to get into a Pinto and being like, what the fuck? I can't go 0 to 50 in 4 seconds. Like,
how about give me any characters?
How
about give me any characters? Give me any character at all that isn't just a 2-dimensional cardboard cutout of a person. Maybe like just give me that. There's plenty of horror comedies. There's plenty of comedies and horrors that at least do that. Abigail didn't do that.
No, so and like I said at the time, I didn't say it. It didn't make my top 20 of the year.
Okay.
Because like I never said it was like an amazing movie or anything like that, but I think at what it was doing, it was serviceable. You know what I mean? It was an entertaining time of the movies. It was
All
a
of this
popcorn, fast food. It was like going to McDonald's and getting a warm meal.
It's like going to McDonald's and getting 3-day-old meal.
No, it wasn't. Because there has to be levels, dude. You have to be able to go somewhere. When you act like it's the bottom of the barrel, it's like, well, then what is fucking, there's other stuff in that category that's way worse. You got to go somewhere. It's like you have to be able to, like, to me, it's a middle of the pack of that type of movie. Whereas like Bloodlines is more to the upper end. In that type of movie.
Wanted to say all of this to bring this to Dominic's comment that we're now another 10 minutes behind the rest of the chat. But Dominic says, because you don't like a movie doesn't mean it's trash to everyone else.
Yep.
Okay. Just because you do like a movie doesn't mean it's good. So like you could just flip that stupid non-argument.
But that's why I never say a movie's trash, because saying something is trash is like
and saying because I think a movie's good, that means that that invalidates the opinion of everybody else who actually liked it. It's like, fuck off. That's not an argument.
When you state something is bad, you're
doing the same thing as if you state that it's good.
Saying it like that's like saying it like it's a fact.
It's the same thing if you say a movie's good. You're saying it like it's a fact. It's just people get all pissy when a movie that they liked, they hear somebody else thinks it's bad.
I'll push back on saying it's bad, but I won't tell you shouldn't call it bad. Trash, that's why I always get on you if you say something's trash or garbage or whatever. That's what I'm talking about. If you say a movie's bad, like you said, that's the same as saying it's good. That is simply an opinion. End of discussion.
Yeah, but
I might argue with you because I don't agree with you on a movie being bad, but trash is different. Like saying it's trash means, like, to me, it's like you're stating that is what it is, and people should see it that way. Like it shouldn't even exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
it's there's a derogatory quality to that. And I feel like if you're going to do the job of reviewing and talking about movies, we need to be better than that, better than saying trash.
Okay, but Kanan, every time I say anytime I
say, even Nefarious, which is a movie that I hated for lots of reasons, I still never said that movie was trash.
Fine. If I say a movie's trash, I'm going to back it up. Watch my videos. I have never passed judgment on a movie and have not had receipts. I always bring my receipts, whether I say it's bad or good. So if I say a movie's trash, you better believe I'm going to be able to back it up. I'm going to have reasons for it. Now, again, I'm just some asshole on the internet. If I say your favorite movie's trash, then that shouldn't affect that you like that movie. It's just people get pissy when a movie that they like, somebody says it's bad, more than if somebody says that a movie they don't like is
so
good.
Do you. But no, so do you, and so do I.
No,
yes, you do.
No, I don't. When do I do that?
We got up in arms. We've got up in arms many times about people that are like the guy with Sinners.
I didn't. Okay, I wasn't getting mad.
Abigail's better than Sinners. You were like, what?
Well, yeah, because then it's a why.
It's a ludicrous statement.
Like, give me an argument.
Statement, but
give me an argument. If you're just going to say Sinners is bad, then it's okay, fine. But give me an argument. I want to know why.
I only push back on trash because I feel like you should have a better vocabulary than that. Saying something is trash is like, come on, man, be better than that.
Okay, that's fine. No matter, it doesn't matter. I always bring my receipts. Watch my videos. I always bring receipts, and that's
that's trash is a non-descriptor.
No, it's not. It's very much it's a very appropriate description for something that is.
No, it's not really. Not when you're talking about.
Quality.
No, it's not. Because saying something is trash is like saying it shouldn't exist. And it's also, it doesn't really say anything. Like, that's the problem with it. It's like super derogatory, but it's also not saying anything at the same time.
Yes, that's why you have to then follow up. This movie's trash because ABCXYZ.
Bad, fine. Not good. Fine. Like,
okay, man.
I'm just saying, like, there's got to be a scale, and trash is just derogatory.
Wait, guys, all right. I've seen too many of these comments. Sinners is not woke. Stop. It's
Yeah,
not.
I fucking hate that shit.
Stop.
That's racist as fuck.
It's not. Okay, it's
I
not
don't
racist.
normally talk.
Wait,
No, it
wait,
is.
wait.
Let me finish. I don't normally ever call out racism shit, but saying it's woke is racist as fuck.
Okay,
Because
I
the
disagree.
only reason anybody's calling it woke is to do with racial issues in it. Because what is woke about it?
I don't think it's racist to say it's woke, but if you're gonna say it's woke, you need to bring.
I'm saying if you say it's
what
woke,
are the examples?
there's
Why
a
is
racist.
it woke? It's not.
That's what I'm saying. If you say it's woke, there's a racial component in there, because there's no other reason there is anything woke about the movie. The reason people are saying it's woke, and this is, I'm telling you for a fact, because I've seen them in my comments. The reason they're calling it woke is because they're saying they're always going to make the good guys the black guy and make Whitey the villain. I'm seeing it constantly, dude. On a daily basis, I filled these comments. I just got one earlier today. It's racist. I'm telling you. Nobody's calling that movie woke unless there's a racial component.
Yeah, look,
offended. You're offended because you're white, and you're like, why does all the white guys got to be the bad guy? And it's like, fuck you, man. It's a black story.
Okay, yeah,
it's literally a black story. You're not forcing anything when you're literally talking about a black story written by a black man talking about black history. Like, there's nothing woke or unwoke. It's history.
So woke is the forced inclusion of DEI and post. Yeah. What is it? Postmodern or no? Oh my God, these fucking words. It's
what actually is woke and what people are using woke as now are two different things as well.
It is intersectional feminism. It's the forced inclusion of diversity, equity, and inclusion and intersectional feminism. That's woke. Sinners is not woke.
Well,
okay,
and that also is not what woke originally meant.
Sure, but that's what it is now, and that's what people are saying.
No, that's simply how people are using it. That's not what it is. That's simply what people are making it into. That's what you're like when you see most people using it, and that's why it's become a derogatory thing, because it was never originally a derogatory thing. It was originally meant to be like being like aware, like being sensitive to
we
things.
All know what it was supposed to be, but it's not
being
inclusive,
being inclusive, not not excluding everybody. Instead, let's try to include things. Let's be aware of our surroundings. Like, it's a very innocent thing. It's just like
it's not woke. That's all. It's not. So okay, John
this one really pisses me off because I'm so tired of hearing that shit. And it's like people just need to maybe look in the mirror and be like, I'm a racist motherfucker. Maybe that is something I should pay attention to.
Let's pump the brakes. John says, shut the fuck up. Sixth Sense was good, but it was obvious Bruce Willis was dead.
He's still on this.
He says when the kid says they see what they want to see, it gave it away. How did that give it away?
Okay, that's halfway through the movie, you asshole. We didn't say you couldn't figure it out during the movie. You said you figured it out by the trailer. And that was where we were calling you out. We were calling you out for saying you guessed it before you even watched the movie. Like, I know people, like I said, even myself, halfway through, I started going, okay, something's going on with Bruce Willis. I didn't know exactly the way it all was going to play out or whatever, but I had a feeling there's something with his character because, like you said, there were clues in the movie. That's halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
See, now your tune is changing.
Hermes girl, just watch Shivers. Just do it and then come back and let me know what you thought. Just watch it.
Shivers?
Yeah, Shivers.
You're talking about the Cronenberg?
Yeah. She says, "Is it going to scare me because I get just watch it? Just watch it."
I don't think it. Well, No, if you if you want to be scared in the way you're talking about, go and watch Terrified, not Terrifier. Go watch Terrified. Watch the
Terrified.
first
Yeah,
10 minutes of Terrified. You will never
good.
take a shower again the rest of your life. Like, you think Psycho shower scene is scary? Nothing I've ever experienced is as scary and fucked up as the shower scene in that. Like, the first 5 minutes of that movie. Holy fuck.
Tenderloin says, I asked a friend who saw it. Don't tell me what it is if I'm wrong. Only tell me if I'm right. But is Bruce Willis a ghost? And he said yes. So there you have it. Believe what you like. Fine. I won't believe it.
That's still not the same thing. Hold on. Now we have another person saying they.
Same with the others. You figure. Oh my God.
Oh
Look,
my God.
The others, I could.
No, I figured it out too, but not like.
In the third act,
yes,
you can figure out the others. You did not figure it out in the first or second act.
Exactly.
You did not. There is no way.
The same with, and that's all I'm saying about The Sixth Sense as well. Is like, I get you figuring it out as the movie went. I mean, a lot of people figured it out as the movie went. Some, at least on some level.
Oh my God. I got to work so hard for these wins.
He's just trying to get you around because he was talking. Get you mad.
I gotta work so hard for this. People are making.
I'm just so fucking tired of the term woke. Like, let's fucking retire it, please.
Black Wolf says, I don't think Terrifier is a great movie, but you saying Giallo sucks is crazy. Okay, fine. That it sucks. I'm sorry. It doesn't suck.
Yeah, hold on. I was gonna say you didn't even say it sucked.
It doesn't.
Said it was overrated. There's a big difference.
It's overrated. It's just over. Yeah. There's too many people that think that Italian and giallo horror is just this just testament to just amazing filmmaking, and it's just not.
I don't get it, because to me it should be in the same category as spaghetti westerns. Which is like, we love them. They're fun and enjoyable, and there's a lot of great qualities about them. But like, there's a difference. For some reason, like spaghetti westerns, people can look at it objectionably, right? But when it comes to giallo, they put it on some weird pedestal. I don't understand it. I don't know what started that. Because it's like, yeah, they're creative filmmakers. Yes, there were some really good movies that are part of that.
Like, yeah, there's some fine movies, but like, that's it. Like, that's it. People that act like I've literally heard a lot of people say shit like horror died basically when Giallo ended. Like, that was the peak of film. That was the peak of horror. Like, I've heard people, it's the same guys in a way, like the same way of thinking of people that say that horror hasn't been as good since the 80s. It's that same kind of way of thinking. It's like, dude, no, you just don't progress as a human being. You know, you're probably the same person that's still like holding on to the memories of high school. Like, I don't get it. Like the whole Al Bundy 4 touchdowns in one game, that whole shit. People, I peaked in high school. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going through these comments because like I'm starting to pass out. Not pass out, but like I gotta. It's almost 10 o'clock. My God, 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
Eastern.
Dude, fuck. I will not even watch the new War of the Worlds. Like what Penguin Zero said about it. I'm like,
I have to watch it. Like, I have that morbid curiosity now. Like, I have to watch it.
I've watched bits of it, but I won't sit down and watch the whole thing. Fuck that movie. It's seriously just an Amazon commercial. Like, it's fucking. It's so weird too, because they made it in 2020. And I'm like, why did they sit on it for 5 years and think that now is a good time to release it? Like, it's bizarre, like, it's bizarre all the way across the board.
Philip, The Village was a fantastic movie. You're wrong.
A lot of people didn't like The Village.
I
really liked The Village.
Go watch my episode on Sledgehammer Horror's channel in defense of The Village. Go watch that movie.
I think so many people, it is as simple as they didn't like the twist.
Yeah.
They didn't like that there wasn't actually monsters. And so like that, right? And there's a lot of people that are that way. It's like if they don't like when a lot of people's definition of a good movie is a movie they liked or
Yeah.
they enjoyed.
Yeah.
And like I think there's a different way of filtering movies, because there's a lot of movies that I did not enjoy. I did not enjoy The Coffee Table. That is a miserable fucking movie. Like it sucks to watch. And it's an amazing movie because of that. You know, like there's a lot of movies that way. I mean, When Evil Lurks, which is what I personally think is the best horror movie in the last 10 years. Or another one is Hereditary. Those are not fun movies to watch. Those movies suck to watch. Like they're miserable, but they're so good. They're so well done because of the fact that you are miserable. Like, you know what I mean? They're so good at doing their job.
Yeah. Yeah, but no.
And so I guess what I'm saying is, so like The Village should have pissed you off. Like if you're mad about the twist, that's what makes it brilliant.
Yeah. Let me see here. If Happy Go was trash, was that make New War of the Worlds? Yeah, I'm morbidly curious about it. I want to watch it.
I just heard it's like it's just boring. Like for a lot of it it's just like tedious bullshit.
Saya thinks that we have a good show tonight. Thank you, Saya.
Everybody likes to see us fight. Like the more and get mad. Like if I burst a blood vessel, then they're like, "Great show."
They love the drama.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the political comments on this on the replay.
Let me see here.
Because like tonight is my hot take night.
That's all right. 90 says wrong definition. That's the racist version of wokeness. I don't know what definition. If it's the one that I gave, then that is actually what woke is. So when people use that connotation, that's what they are saying.
No, but it's how it's being used. Like what you said is the actual meaning. That's not how people are using it though, which is it's like about the spirit behind it. Like you said, the definition of it, but then people take that and instead they twist it into being like, it basically means forced, like people forced into these things, like what Disney's doing. And I hate that shit. But that's not woke. But that's not woke.
But it is now. That's the problem.
That's not.
But
I know, but instead of taking a term,
but there's no other term for it. There's no other term for that, because you can't just say, "Oh, look, here's more shoehorned
forced inclusion." Yeah, there's lots of words we can use. We don't have to twist something. It's because what's fucked is most of it was like a racist kind of agenda that twisted it in the first place, and that's what bugs me about it. Because I don't think most people use it in that way now, in a negative, like most people aren't using it in a way that is hateful or whatever. But the people that originally twisted it did so because to break the agenda. They were hateful pieces of fucking shit. And like that's what sucks about it. That's why I don't like the way we're using the term now.
Thanks for the $2 played out.
Thank you.
He says JD needs to show up late every shoe.
Every shoe.
Captain Toki says,
you know what I mean? Like,
wait, look. Captain Toki says, these guys just fight chat all night. Have a good one. We don't fight chat all night. Sorry, we engage. Let's just stop engaging with our chat. Fine. Okay, we'll do that if that's what you want.
Dude, have you not ever watched a live stream? Go find any live streamers, and this is what you do. It's fun. And most of the people, if you come more than once, you'll realize the way we're fight chatting. It's in love. It's in fun. I'm only half serious and you should be able to tell from my tone. You know what I mean? Like,
Diddy's
giving
asking me if I watched
people a hard
Ick yet.
time.
No, I've had Ick recommended.
It's so good.
I know.
So good. Dude, you know what else was really surprisingly good was Sketch. And that movie, I really hope gets some legs because it's like what I love seeing done, where it's a one-man thing. It was a guy who had the idea. One day his little girl came home from school, basically, or no, one day his little girl was pulled into the office and he was called into the school, and it's because she had like a drawing of some monsters and whatever. And so when he saw the therapist with his little girl, the therapist was like, this is actually the best thing she could do, because instead of taking that anger and releasing it onto other people or whatever, she's just channeling her frustrations into art and into these drawings and like working it out in that way. Right. And it gave him the idea for this movie. And so that's kind of the seed that brought this movie. And so he wrote it, directed it, and he's a special effects artist. And so he was involved in like basically did most of the special effects in the movie as well. And so it's a very cool little family friendly with a hard edge movie. Like, it's PG, but it'll scare, like, I think if you're younger than maybe 10, it might scare you pretty good. Cause like it goes pretty hard. It reminds me of like the 80s and 90s family friendly movies, you know, where they still had a little bit of hard edge to them, you know, like Monster Squad.
Yeah. All right. I think this is going to do me. I gotta turn in. It's 10 o'clock here on the Eastern. Cuzkin, my cat, is telling me it's time to go to bed. So here he is. He's telling me it's time for bed. Look, he can't keep his eyes open. He's so tired. So we gotta go to bed. But thanks everybody. Sorry I was late. Thank you for all the super chats. That's gonna really help Kanan out. It helps us out too, because he pays for the StreamYard. So it helps us out. So thank you very much. But we are gonna wrap it up, and we will see y'all next Wednesday. Same time. I'm gonna go out playing the festival trailer. Is that okay?
It's gonna get flagged again and won't work on the replay because of your music.
Ah, damn it. All right, never mind. That's so dumb. I want to
play the Hellgate trailer.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's why I told you to fix the audio. Change it to a like one that you
already have a license.
I
already have a license for it. I
know. So just simply change the music on that trailer to another version that you'll be able to share places that don't have the license to it. You have the license to use it, but if anybody's using it anywhere else, they're going to get copyright strike for it.
It's so dumb.
But that's why I was saying, use a public domain music. There's tons of free public domain music out there.
And it all sucks. I'm not making an entire trailer for that. All right. We're getting out of here. So thanks again.
The music you use sounds exactly like ones I've heard that are public.
How dare you? We are the Death Rattle Podcast every Wednesday, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and whatever time it is, anywhere on the world, we are out of here. Goodbye.
I still don't understand why we can't grow our sub count. It's been 6 months.
We're cute and heavy metal and horror. Who doesn't want to watch that?
My employers have a keen interest in this property in particular. They think it's a unique location.
They sent somebody out here a few years ago to close the place. They're talking about opening it back up now?
There may have been some oversight in the previous inspection.
Let me take a picture. Right now? It'll be good for the podcast. Here, let me get that headset behind you.
So there was just a person in the graveyard with us last night.
Stacy, this is a ghost.
You're trying to commune with the dead.
I'm not seeing shit, Stacy. Shit's happening to me.
I'm starting to think that Lillian and I are being haunted.
You shouldn't be here! It's starting to feel just like the band all over again.
You want to explain to me what we just did?
There's something going on in that graveyard.
I've warned you over and over again, and you still wouldn't stay the hell away from here.
I need to know if what I'm seeing is real or not.